Good morning, welcome to Sewing Street with me, Vicki Carroll. Oh, it feels so lovely. I can't tell you how lovely it feels to be back with you. Those of you that haven't met me, as I know there's so many new customers and new viewers that have been joining us over the last few weeks who've been spending a bit more time than they normally would at home. Lovely to meet you. Oh my word, we've got so much to catch up on, haven't we? First of all, I just want to say I hope everybody's keeping well, everyone's keeping safe, everybody's not going too stir crazy at home and keeping busy. Thank you so much to the amazing John and Debbie, of course, who have just been incredible, keeping us all sane over the last 3 weeks, because it's been pretty tough, hasn't it? So I just also want to say thank you all so much for your messages. I'm going to clear up any rumours that our Joe, I think, might have started. I am not pregnant. Absolutely not pregnant. Joe was like, you need to come on with a cushion under your top and be like, no, I don't need to. The amount that I've been eating over the last 3 weeks. Oh my word, it's actually gone beyond funny how much I've been eating. Kieran, I didn't realise my husband is a really good cook and he loves cooking. So it's all he's been doing for 3 weeks, which it's been actually really nice. Those of you that don't know me, I got married last July, and me and Kieran, we're both here, there and everywhere. I work as part of the Gem Poria group, so I'm on Gems TV and The Outlet and Jewellery Maker and here. So I'm here, there and everywhere, and I just thought with Kieran in and out of a lot of people's homes with the work that he does as well, we both just needed a bit of time at home. So thank you all so much for your lovely messages, and I'm absolutely fine, we're all fine, and it's just really good to be back with you. Loads and loads going on today. First of all, this is my first show that I've had an early bird. It's the first time that I've done 3 hours. The first time that I haven't had Hannah in my ear. So I actually spent all day yesterday on House Party, you know, the new app that everyone's got where, oh my word, thank the Lord for social media. It's just been brilliant to be able to keep in contact with everybody. So I've been talking to Joe, mainly to Liam, but because Liam, who's a producer at Jewellery Maker, lives with our Joe, you kind of have to speak to Joe too. So I've been speaking to Joe most days, well, every day I think, Joe, haven't I? Every day we've been doing quizzes and all sorts. Hannah, I was on House Party yesterday, all day with Hannah yesterday, preparing for today's show because we've got so much to bring you. At 11 o'clock, I just want to quickly highlight that we've got a machine show. Now, also, 10 o'clock, see, Joe's like, I'm not staying here that late. You're not staying another hour. No, 10 o'clock we've got our machine show, which I know that you've seen a few times, but those of you that are joining us every single day, we're getting new viewers all the time. I want to run through 2 of my favourite machines. The 680, which is the flagship machine, has been for ages and ages. The one that my very good friend John Scott, he owns. So I've been texting him and talking to him about what he loves about it. So I'll be talking through that at 10 o'clock, as well as the 570. Now, this is one that, depending on what sort of level of your sewing journey you are, we're all on different levels. They're 2 amazing machines. I wouldn't say the 570 was an entry-level machine by any means. It's still incredible, but a bit more sort of budget friendly. So we're going to talk to you about both of those coming up at 10. And, right, those of you that have been getting involved, there's been loads. Hayley wanted me to tell you, our marketing manager, Hayley, who's working very hard from home with lovely Marge, her little French bulldog, who is just gorgeous. She's been also working very hard behind the scenes, as of all of our team. We're just a little skeleton crew here. We're normally a massive team, aren't we, Joe, of 1, 2, 3, 4 normally here in the 4 or 5 of us normally here in the studio. But today it's just me and Joe. So Joe, at a socially acceptable distance, is a few metres, about 3 metres to the side of me over there in the gallery, and he's going to be trying to keep us company. He's going to be trying to work out all your messages and send them through to me, and also talk through everything that we've got. Oh yeah, luckily Hannah and Hayley Bryan who are doing that as well, and they're going to be on messages to us. So if you have got any messages, still send them through to the Facebook page, and I'll be able to say hello to you. I've got so many hellos to do. My grandparents who are up in North Wales, love you lots. My grandparents as well are in Coleshill, where you live, Joe. They're down the road. They're watching today, so sending you love from afar. But do send in your messages. It really does keep us going, just to have all your lovely messages coming in. So, as I said, I should get going really, shouldn't I? Because I've got loads and loads to tell you. The Easter egg competition I'm going to announce at 10. We'll do it at 10 o'clock. So those of you that have been messaging in, sending in where the Easter egg has been dotted around the set over the last week, then I'll be revealing the winner of those 2 Debbie Shaw panels at 10 o'clock. So let's start with the early bird. Now, this is my first early bird of Sewing Street. Of course, those of you that don't know, we were part of a company called Sewing Quarter, which sadly closed at Christmas. And then Steve Bennett, who is our Sophia, he is the owner of Gemporia, and he actually said there is such a gap in the market to have sewing on telly, so has bought a Sewing Street, which is brilliant. But we used to do on Sewing Quarter a thing called the early bird. First purchase of the day with an amazing, amazing discount. So today we like to offer you lots of different options of marking tools. We like to give you different options of sewing machines, rotary cutters, fabrics. It's not like a normal shopping channel that's telling you what to buy. I want to give you lots of options. And we listen to you. We want your input. Now, I've sharpened one already this morning, by the way. I've already opened this, can't you tell? I've actually done it very carefully for me. But this is your Quilter's chalk pencils. What I love about them is that, of course, chalk, more of a traditional marking tool. We always say with your marking tools to test what marking tool you're using prior to using it on your best fabric, just to check that you're happy with how it erases. The price on this is brilliant. £9.99. In fact, actually, just to show you how good this is, I was having a bit of a look yesterday at these online, and the best price, I'm so bad at technology, can't even open it. The best price that I could find was £20. How do I even get this on, Joe? I think it's because you've given it a good wipe. Oh, the little button, there we go, got it. Thank you. So, the same ones online right now for £19 and 98. Oh, hang on. I'm so bad at this technology. There we go. £19 and 98 pence. Oh, I'm back. 3 weeks off and I can't even work the iPad. So, or the Huawei, I should say, it's not an iPad. So we've got different colours in here. You've got silver and you've got white. Traditionally, of course, in dressmaking, often using tailor's chalk. What I like about it is that you know that it's really, really easy to erase. So just with a simple damp cloth, it will just erase. But I'm thinking for quilters as well. If you're thinking of marking out your quilting patterns, maybe. If you're starting out, that 1/4 inch seam allowance, if you just want to give yourself a bit of a guideline. If you're doing half square triangles, you know, and you draw your 1/4 inch either side of the line, this is, again, brilliant for that. And because it comes with, let me open this up and I can show you. I do want to... I want to show you what you get in here because, as I say, it's going to last you a long time as you've got 4, 2 of the white, 2 of the silver, depending on what colour fabrics you're working on. You've also got your little sharpener, which I love that it has also your little case. The reason I say that is because today, I've had such a good clear out over the last 3 weeks. I've made myself a makeup bag roll, which Wendy Orlando will be so thrilled about because she was horrified at the state of my makeup bag when she came in to meet me. She says, I'm making you a makeup bag, made my own. But I've got a little sharpener for my eye pencils and lip pencils and stuff, and it's just, I end up thinking, oh, where's the bin? I'll just do it into my bag, which is so bad. So at least that comes with a nice little top. You have your caps as well, so if you're on the move, it's not going to be messy. Not going to be messy. Now, I've got a dark blue fabric now and a damp cloth, which I've taken from Kinga, our cleaner. So thanks, Kinga. I said, oh, my word, I need a damp cloth. Right. So, if you want to do just some really lovely, really fine lines, it's less messy. It's really quite accurate, isn't it? I'm trying to do it quite thick so you can see. Oh, yeah, you can see really clearly, can't you? But you have so much more control and precision if you are marking out your quilting lines. I am left-handed, Joe. Did you not know that? He says, of course I knew that. And then, just with a damp cloth, I would still always give it a test. Just check that you're happy with how it erases, but just with a damp cloth, that will obviously dry and it will erase very easily. So not only are they extremely accurate, but also if you are worried about using certain marker pens or marking tools, then these are a great one to try, especially at that price. It's a £3 saving for us, so your early bird save is an extra £3 off. But, as I said, elsewhere, I've seen them selling up to £20. Brilliant value for money. I think the price point that I saw on just 2 of the marking pencils was actually this one, without the extra 2 silver ones and without the sharpener. So that is your early bird special. I'm thrilled to be able to offer you such a brilliant one as my first one. Although, I must say, I was a bit envious yesterday. I've been watching, as you have. I've been sitting at home every morning tuning in. John and Debbie have been absolutely incredible. John, I tell you what, he has been thrown into the deep end. He'd never been on telly presenting before. He's obviously done, we've seen him on the Channel 5 crafting, the wonderful world of crafting, haven't we? And he's fantastic at what he does. But presenting is completely new to him. So he has been brilliant. He really, really has. So I must say, and he's been great to me. He keeps ringing me and messaging, and we've been FaceTiming, keeping me in the loop. He has been keeping me in the loop. But as I said yesterday, I was extremely envious of Debbie's early bird. So I have begged and I have pleaded with Hayley and with the management, with Neil, and said, please, 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 keyword here, if there are any left, can I do this the Sewline glue pen again? Because I've never seen it here on Sewing Street. It's the first time that I've had it, and I know there were hundreds yesterday, so I thought we still might have like 100 or 200 still left. We've got less than 50. We've now got less than 50 of these. So if you want the Sewline fabric glue pen, which I know so many of you do, if you're starting a new craft or starting a new skill, starting a new hobby. I was watching, what was it? Must have been Good Morning Britain or Lorraine. Lorraine was definitely on it, but I think it was Good Morning Britain. And you know Mel and Sue? I think it's Mel. I don't know which one's Mel and which one's Sue. Mel. Mel's got dark hair. It was Mel. She was talking about how she's got into... Oh, no. Which one's Sue? OK, Joe's Googling it. But anyway, it was Sue or Mel, I'm not sure. Mel or Sue. It sounds weird saying it's Sue or Mel, doesn't it? Sue or Mel, they were talking about how they were getting into quilting. And Lorraine and Ben Shepherd were saying, oh, you know, what's that? And she was explaining. But what she was actually explaining was English paper piecing, because she was saying how, you know, with the cardboard, wrapping it around, little hexagons. So if you normally thread-based, or if you've seen it online that you're thread-based, trust me, try with a glue pen. Trust me, try with a glue pen. This isn't like your crafting glue, like a Pritt Stick, for example, or other brands, but as it is designed especially for sewers, so it's not going to gum up your needle. It is a temporary glue, because obviously you want it to stick and it will stay in place as long as you sort of want it, but then it's easy to remove the cards. So our lovely Kat, who is normally, I'm pointing to the cameras like she's there, and she's not, she's at home. But Kat, she's probably sewing right now. I know she's watching, and she's probably got a thread and needle and thread in hand and a thimble. We were chatting last night, and she's constantly on FaceTime just sewing. She's got so addicted to it. So if you do love English paper piecing or want to try something new, definitely get yourself a glue pen. Now, in this pack, you get your pen. You also get a glue stick already in there. You then get an extra refill. Today, your early bird special from yesterday gives you another 6 refills. Now, these on their own have now sold out. So if you want to get your refills, the only way of getting it is with the pen. And let's face it, having 2 pens isn't going to, it isn't going to do you any harm, is it, to have 2 pens? This is going to be brilliant, maybe if you're going to workshops, if you're going going on the move, you want to get somebody else involved, or just if you've got one in your pencil case, one that you're sitting out in the garden, one upstairs, one downstairs. It's just great to have both of them. Now, you can see the different colours. It doesn't matter. They will dry completely clear, but you do get that bumper pack, which is another one. Brilliant value for money. Yeah, I suppose if you are gluing on different coloured fabrics, it means that you can see how much glue you're putting on, which is good. But also, it's just pretty, isn't it? It's just nice. It's just nice. There's now less than 40 of these. We had hundreds yesterday. Hannah was saying she actually stocks up for the year. She actually stocks up on a refill. And I said, Hannah, that is a bit excessive. And she says, it's really, really not. Because they're really, really hard to source. Now, those of you that are avid EPPers, or if you use this maybe in bag making, inserting zips, this is really good as well, or just holding something temporarily, maybe instead of using pins, you're working with PU or leather, and you can't pin it, or you don't want to pin it, maybe it's something that's quite delicate, then this is going to be perfect to just give it that temporary hold. But Hannah was saying that she normally only can get these in 2s. So to be able to stock up, you've got 6 there, an extra 2 here, all for less than £11. I found online, I wonder whether... Is it? Oh, Jo, you're a dream. Because I didn't do this. Kat's actually sent in some pictures, hasn't she? She sent in some pictures of EPP, and she said she paid £9 for 3 glues. So how good is this to be able to get an extra pen and then extra refills as well? And trust me, it does come, Kat will concur with me, it does come with a bit of an addiction warning. So this is your pen, and then you can see it also comes with a refill pack, which is great. 2, £9.98. So for pence more, pound more, you can get another 4 refills, which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, bearing in mind Kat paid £9 for 4. So that's so good, isn't it? For an extra £1, you can get another 4, Kat. There you go, Kat will do you a good deal, mates rates. Because the reason that Kat said that she paid that, it was because we didn't have any here. We have been trying, when we first launched Sewing Street, we were going through all of the essentials of what we want on our website. This is us going through, by the way. Going through everything that we want on our website. And Soline glue pens were, of course, one of the top. So thank you very, very much, management, for letting me show those again, because they will sell out today. Shipping, by the way, I want to say amazing job from our warehouse. They are, of course, also a skeleton sort of team, all working as hard as they can, but also thank you very, very much for your patience. As far as I'm aware, deliveries are still on track. They're still all right, but as you can imagine, it might take a little bit longer. So thank you very much for bearing with us, and thank you for your patience, and thank you to our warehouse for keeping us going, because they are going to be essential, aren't they? They're going to be brilliant to keep us going over the next few weeks. Right. Now, I'm not going to do this straight away, but one thing that I think every single one of us will have noticed, whether it be as soon as you look out of your window, whether it be on your walk, your daily walk, is rainbows in everybody's window. Now, I launched this quite early on when we started the channel, and it was so popular. It was at a very, very, very special price. Most of these exclusive Jenny Roll panels have been £19.99. Today, this is going to be, again, honoured that special price. We've managed to get more printed, especially because so many people are asking to do these incredible, incredible makes. I just love it. Sorry, it's huge, isn't it? It's huge. I do love the fact that you've got that little detail, the dot in between as well. 2.5-inch strips. It's extra wide. Cotton, beautiful rainbow fabric. Whether you do want to make a rainbow for your window, or whether you're making cushions, adding it in with maybe some of your solids, it's just good for your stash. All of those colours are brilliant, aren't they? Not coming up just yet. I just wanted to give you a warning about that one, as we are bringing it back at 9 o'clock, the top of the next hour. Right, so let's talk about Liberty. See, I've missed so much, haven't I? I feel like I've got real FOMO, Sewing Street FOMO, that I haven't had the chance to touch and see all these fabrics. Quick flash on these, actually. Fat Quarters, as we're the only television channel that are bringing you the whole range of fat quarters of this range in Liberty. All of the colour ranges. You've got the teals, you've got the pinks, and you've got the neutrals, and they are absolutely gorgeous. In fact, this one you can only get in the fat quarters. These two we've got by the ½ metre. This one you can only get fat quarters. Now, Joe, remind me, are we going to start with these? Okay, we're going to start with the pink fat quarter bundle, which is amazing. So, as I said yesterday, I've had quite a bit of time on my hands, as I know a lot of us have, but it's meant that actually, do you know what, I've been reading more about the fabrics. Of course, we all know Liberty, but it's been really interesting to hear actually the inspiration behind this particular collection. They are absolutely beautiful, aren't they? They're so, so pretty. So this is from the Winterbourne House range, which, as I say, is really, 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 really interesting. As Winterbourne House, you'll never believe where it is, Joe. It's in Birmingham. Winterbourne House, the actual Winterbourne House, which is an Edwardian house. And you can go and visit it. You can actually hire it as a venue. But Hannah and I, as soon as, you know, we're able to do so, as soon as it's open again, we want to make a trip there because it looks so, so beautiful. In fact, we've got a bit of a quote which I've taken from Liberty's website telling you a bit more about the Winterbourne House range. I don't know whether you've got it there, Joe. Do go to, I think it's winterbourne.org.uk if you want to have a bit of a read up on it and have a look at the house itself. But have a look at this. I'm going to have a look. So, Liberty Fabrics Winterbourne Quilting Collection draws inspiration from the arts and crafts movement, a creative period from the 1860s to 1910, where English designers led the return of high-quality handmade goods, crafting elegant, stylish interpretations of botanical and historic motifs. So William Morris as well, part of that movement, of course. In the Edwardian house, there was just beautiful William Morris wallpaper. You can see they're all mixed together beautifully with this collection. Named after the exquisite arts and crafts period, villa in Birmingham, whoop, whoop. These prints drew upon the interior of the house and the family who once lived there. All on the website, there's so much history into the family, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous house. But you can see straight away these colours are so rich and beautifully, they work so well together, don't they? So it's the first time that I've actually seen these, and it is incredibly limited. They are back in stock. If you missed them, now's the chance. What I'm thinking is if you buy your Fat Quarter pack, we've got loads of Fat Quarter books that are on the website, and we've got a few coming up in today's show, in fact, actually. Even if you're working with a Fat Quarter, which is half of a half metre, so it's that much, you can do a whole cushion. I mean, you could take elements from this. You could fussy cut just parts of it and team it with maybe some of the solids that we've got coming up. I'm thinking this one, magenta maybe. I'm going to keep pulling on some of these solids because just taking half a metre of some of the solids, which I'll bring to you in a bit, will mean that your designer fabric will go such a long way, such a long way. You could have a really fancy cushion, couldn't you? And you could even bind it then just with that magenta to make it really pop. And you don't need to use it for the back of your cushion. You could do a simple envelope back just with a half a metre of cream or whatever fabric you've got in your stash. Or even then just having, you know, your envelope edge just backed with, again, just this, just a simple white with just a strip of this will look so beautiful. And how much is a Liberty cushion? You could have your own bespoke Liberty cushions so affordably. The fabric amount that you get in this Fat Quarter pack, you get 11 of these lovely pink Winterbourne House range for £42.99. As I said, we're the only television channel that are actually bringing you the whole range in Fat Quarters of this collection, which is brilliant because if you go into Liberty or you order on their website, you, as far as I'm aware, quote me if I'm wrong, please tell me, but I was looking and you can't just buy a Fat Quarter or you can't even just buy half a metre. You might have to buy the metre, or it might even be 2 metres, I'm not sure, but you definitely can't just get pre-cuts like this. So it's lovely to be able to have the whole range, because I know so many of us are thinking, right, I really like that print, but I also like that one, and I like that one, and it can get costly if you're looking at buying them a metre at a time, whereas actually you can dip in and out, mixing them with your William Morris, mixing them with some of your more traditional fabrics, or equally, go the other way. You could make these into some really beautiful modern designs, couldn't you? That's so pretty. Yeah, see, certain designs like this, that screams Liberty to me. Real traditional, all from the Liberty archives, £42.99. So that's the pink. We've also got the teal. Yeah. Yeah, let's do some messages. Hello. Hello, Hannah. Oh, she's watching and she says, I love Vix. Han, I love you too. She better be watching. She's producing us right now. She's messaging in. I must say, Hannah's been amazing, and she's yeah, she's just been gorgeous. All the last few weeks, me and her have been just talking every single day, and she's keeping me sane as well. Hello, Anne. Hello, Anne Hamilton. Good morning. She said, good morning, Vicky. Lovely to have you back. And enjoyed your singing on Facebook. Do you know, I blame John Scott for that. No, actually, who was it that shared it to the Facebook fan page? One of our ladies shared it to the fan page, but I'm guessing you got it from John Scott. But thank you very, very much. Me and my guitarist Andy, we just missed singing so much and playing. We do gigs most weekends, so it's just been so difficult, especially for him, because I've got you guys. I've got you as my sort of another family, whereas Andy, he's solely music, so he's just been going a bit bonkers. So he said, come on, right, let's try and do a song and make it work. And I'm so bad at technology, but he managed to do it. So yeah, thank you for your message. We're going to try and do more, because that was literally just... I'm not bragging, but that was just one take. That was just one take. And a song that we've never really done before. Thank you. Another quick message from Lorraine. Do you replace the stick in the glue pen? Yes. Yeah, you do. So in the glue pens, which, by the way, now less than 20 of these if you do want to make the most of the early bird special. So it's actually really easy to... I can't open this one, but it is really, really easy to just take one of your glue pens out and put your next glue stick in. There is already one in there. You've got an extra one here, plus another 6 to keep you going at an early bird special price. I just must reiterate, the whole thing about an early bird is that it's normally a one-off special. It is a one-day offer. Well, it's normally one day or until stocks last that day, because quite often by the replay or by the time it goes onto YouTube, it's sold out. So this is why I'm trying to give you a live update. It's definitely worth, if you're watching on a replay, just contacting the customer service team or going online and checking if it's there, because that is a brilliant price, which I have very cheekily begged and pleaded the management to be able to bring it back. Oh, did they? If they've already opened it, let's have a look. Joe's saying, well, Debbie opened it yesterday, apparently. So this one has been well and truly used, as you can see, and it's bright blue. I wonder if Kat's had her mitts on this one. Oh, Debbie demoed with it yesterday. So, let me see. She says it's... How do I pull it off, Kat? Kat's going to message in and tell me how to do it. It will say on the... right. Hold the fluted grip to explode... You did, Joe. Right, I'll find out how you do it. But it is very, very simple to just... roll it all the way up. Oh, no, is this going to break if I do it? Oh, there you go. There's the end. And then you put your next one in and then roll it all the way down again. Oh, thanks for that. So that's your glue pen, £10.98 with your extra 6 refills as well. Brilliant value for money. So I just wanted to repeat that. But we had hundreds yesterday, hundreds and hundreds. And there's now literally handfuls left. That will go before we know it. Right, I've gone on to the grey. Should we do the teal first? Let's do the natural. Yeah, there's a reason why I was a bit concerned about this, because it's the only one that we haven't got by the half meters, and it is very, very limited. I had to even check with Hannah last night, about 8 o'clock last night. She said to me, is there anything that I said I would do today and I haven't done yet? And I said, you need to let me know if there's availability on this one, because both of our stocks still said 0 yesterday lunchtime. But there is stock. When I say stock, I mean, I think there's 10. I can't remember, but there's very, very, very limited stock on this one. Do make the most of it. It's £42.99. All fat quarters. Oh, I think this one's my favourite. What do you mean, Joe? He says, don't let that put you off, though, everyone at home. Vicky's, you know, she's not got too bad a taste. Oh, I tell you what, we've been doing all of these, talking of taste. I don't know why it made me think of Kieran. We've been doing all these challenges. I don't know whether you've seen, it's called TikTok, so they're all doing all these different dance moves and everything. I would love to be able to do it. I can't work it. I don't know how to do it. I'm not very good on social media. I'm so sorry. I'm just really, really bad. But we've been trying to do all of these challenges. There's one where you've got to, how do I even describe it, Joe, what we've been doing? Well, not me and you and Liam and me and Kieran have been trying to do this balancing one. You don't put your hands on the floor and you sort of, it's counterbalance each other. I'll put a video on Facebook when I go home so I can show you what we've been doing, and we've managed to do it. I don't try this at home though, because it might cause some injuries. It was difficult, wasn't it? It was difficult. Yeah, we all fell over a few times. This colourway, remember, isn't in half metres. It's only in fat quarters, so you can't get this by the half metre. The only way of getting your natural and grey is in the fat quarters, and it is now incredibly, incredibly limited. I'm just thinking you could do, I mean, these are great colourways, neutral colourways as well, aren't they, for soft furnishings? They're beautiful. Even if you're not a quilter, just being able to make a simple envelope back cushion as your first make from Liberty, I mean, that is just incredible. Real luxury for your stash. Right, there are 8 left. 8 left, and once they're gone, they're gone. Of course, we're doing our best to try and get new stock in, as you can imagine. It is quite difficult at the moment, so thank you as well for your patience on new stock arriving. But the reason that I'm saying that is once these are gone, we'd love to try and get more, but I don't know how long that is going to take. So absolutely not here to rush or pressure you whatsoever, but just making you aware there's 8 left. 8 of those remaining at £42.99, and it's a lot of fabric. This is quite deceiving when you see it all folded up, but actually we've got a whole, well, we've got a couple of books here. This one from Wendy Gardner, I'll go through in a bit, and it's got so many beautiful makes, loads of makes, all for around the home using fat quarters. So yeah, there's plenty of inspiration to keep us going. Shall we do the teals? No, we won't get these again, actually. Updated info from Hannah. Hannah from home saying that we won't get them back. So that is it. That is the very last 8 now. And once they're gone, they're gone. But, yeah, they are like sort of limited edition ones. We're not going to be able to bring them back. It's like the satellite delay. You know when you watch the news sometimes and it's a really awkward pause of like... We're doing that with Hannah right now because she's in King's Heath messaging us. We're like texting. Oh, so the delay on the text to the telly as well. We're getting there. So your fat quarters in, your teals. Oh, they're beautiful. Again, this one. See, I actually, quite often when you think of Liberty, you think of small ditzy prints, don't you? You think of smaller scale prints. Whereas actually, some of these have got quite large, bold prints, very sort of William Morris-esque. That's exactly what I was thinking they'd be able to mix in with and work really well with. If that's your sort of style, you'll love this. But quite often, small ditzy prints, obviously great for fussy cutting, but this, I would actually just have that as one cushion front. Don't get me wrong, you could fussy cut it and it would go an awfully long way, but that is just gorgeous, isn't it? The colours, especially for springtime as well. Do I look like I've got a tan, by the way? Do I look like I've been sitting outside in the garden for all weekend? It's been so nice, hasn't it? That's been our real sort of saving grace, is that we've had a bit of sunshine. If you have managed to sit out or get some gardening done, it's just been amazing. It's been so, so lovely. That one's really pretty as well. They've all been very, very popular. This one. That one. Joe likes this one. He says it's got this sort of ditzy print, but it's also got larger scale prints as well. So this is a great thing for quilting. If you are looking at quilting weight cotton here, this isn't the Tana lawn, this is quilting weight cotton. So it is perfect for patchwork. But when you're sort of going along your quilting journey, you'll see quilts that have got different scales of print, different shades in colour. These all work so, so well together. So if you are new to quilting and when I first started, I found it really, really difficult picking what colours went together and what fabrics do I need. My first class that I went to, they said, right, you go and pick some fabric out of the store, and I was looking around and thinking, this is going to take me an hour to pick what fabrics I want to use, because one, they're all gorgeous, but also I don't know what to put together. It's a skill in itself, really. So packs like this are fantastic, that they're done for you. They work together. I wouldn't necessarily think to put this print with this print, but it does all just work beautifully. Different scales of print really balances it. So I love those. £42.99. Remember, you are looking at Liberty prints. These are from the Liberty archive, from the Winterbourne house range, which once these are all gone, they are completely gone. And I've said it already once, but we're very, very lucky that we are the only television channel to be able to bring you the whole range of fat quarters from this collection. So if you do want to have the whole shebang, all three, you've got oodles of fabric to keep you going. What about nice little gifts as well? I'm going to go on to the half meters. I'm thinking of little gifts if you're wanting to send somebody something in the post, maybe something small that can just go through a letterbox even. These are lovely, really nice. This is, well, when I say limited, that's the understatement of the century, isn't it, Joe? This is literally, whoever wants it, come get it, because this will be gone by the end of this live show. If you do want all of these prints by the half metre, they're folded beautifully, Kat, if you're watching at home. They are folded beautifully, but do you know what it's time for, nearly? Joe has been constantly, when I say I've been speaking to him every day, it's because he's been coming up with all these ideas of doing fabric fitness. No, we will do it, but I hate that you think that this is your idea. So me and Lynn by the sea, when we were at Sewing Quarter, I started by holding out fabric like this, and it used to ache my arms, and I thought, oh gosh, actually this is doing some work, this is toning. So we decided to create fabric fitness. Joe has decided he's got the set ready, he's got costumes, he's ordered me a head mic, he's going to do it on VHS. So it's going to be like proper Mr. Motivator style, which is it's exciting, isn't it? So we'll see. Coming soon to a Woolworths near you. So in the mega bundle, you've already noticed the graphics. You're getting half a metre for free. Brilliant value for money to say that you're getting 5.5 metres. 5.5 metres. Now, when I said that they're limited, I don't know whether I should tell you because I don't want to put you off. There's always the curse of the one. If everybody thinks, oh, there's only one, I'm not going to be able to get it. There's one, and you can still get it. You can still get it. Speak to the customer service team, or of course, obviously they are very, very busy. There's not as many people, obviously, in the customer service team at the moment. So if you can get involved on the web, that will be the quickest and easiest way to do so. And we thank you very, very much for going to the web. £74.90, and you're getting all of these prints, half a metre, 112 wide, quilting work cotton, for £74.90. The blue as well. Even though this is called the pink mega bundle, I mean how dramatic would this look? Just half a metre of this with, say, I'm going to pull on this complementary bundle here because, yes, £74.90, but you could make a whole quilt. If you're just looking at some of your, the magentas, the greys, the teals, they're all beautiful. We've got a whole complementary bundle to go with these, which will mean it goes such a long way. That's your favourite one, Joe, isn't it? Yes. Only one of those, so I'm not going to spend too much time on them, but I just want to show you what you're getting for £74.90. It could be gone. It could be gone. Yeah, it has gone. Well done if you got it. It's beautiful. It really is. We'll do the other mega bundle. Remember, the natural grey one, we've only got in fat quarters. So if you're asking for that one, we've only got it in fat quarters. This is your other teal mega bundle. Oh, just look at them. What's that, sorry? Oh, it's so nice to be back. It is. Joe just said, oh, it's nice to have you back. Well, he didn't say it's nice to have you back. He just asked me if it's good to be back. Joe, you do realise how much I love your company. Joe's literally like one of my best friends anyway. I think this whole situation, it's absolutely horrendous. Like, it really is so difficult for everybody. But it's also made me realise, like, what amazing friends I've got. Like, and how many, you know, we're constantly speaking to my family on the phone. I've been the most sociable that I've ever been in my life over the last 3 weeks, constantly talking, and I've realised that I'm not only working with, you know, colleagues, they're best friends. So it is lovely. Lovely to be back with you, Joe. Best friends. We should have some sort of jingle on our... You've got to be on the Mr. Motivate. You've got to be Mr. Motivator then. He's got the whole script and everything. So he's coming this morning. I'm expecting to talk about the show, and he's there with his laptop, and he's like, right, so please will you just tell everybody how it goes, Joe? Yeah, I want my script. I want it fed into my ear. I'll tell you. So it starts off, hi, I'm Vicki Carroll, and thanks for buying my fitness fabric VHS. Hold those fabrics, fold those fabrics. Above your head, and stretch. They're for the stretchy fabrics. Turn to the ironing board, turn to the sewing machine. And that's doing your waist. Turn to the sewing machine. Yeah, brilliant. He's got all of them ready. And then at the end, I like the disclaimer at the end that says, no fitness will be achieved in this hour of fabric. He wants to say that at the end. You know, like the little disclaimer at the end. Brilliant. Love it. These are the same fabrics, but they are in half metres. The same ones that you saw at the fat quarters, this time in half metres. So that is what half a metre looks like. It's 2 fat quarters. It's 112 centimetres wide. So it's a lot of fabric, isn't it? That alone, half a metre of fabric, you could do some beautiful fussy cutting and applique onto maybe your cream or your ivory colours that we've got and make some really impressive Liberty makes. How much would it cost you for a Liberty cushion? £74.90. You've got enough to make a quilt and cushions to go with if you're using some of your solid fabric as well. How many of these have we got? This is another very, very limited bundle. Okay, it's not as limited as that one, but we've got a grand total of 5. Oh, thanks, Hannah. You're amazing. Hannah, honestly, she's also amazing. 4 of those now. 4 of those. 4 of those available. Last night, we all did a quiz, which Laura, you remember Laura, who was our floor manager at Sewing Quarter? She's now floor manager at Jewellery Maker. I point that way because it's there. They're there. That was a bit of a Peter Kay moment, wasn't it? Remember when he said, when are you going? Next week. But no, Laura, she's on crew today. Saw her at a distance like this. Oh, she made us a quiz. And there was a sewing round. Oh, it was brilliant. So there's a lot of sewers in our friendship group, a lot of people, believe it or not. And I sat and I concentrated so hard to get my answers in really, really quick because they're timed as well. And I came first. Oh, I'm so pleased. Our head of TV, Hayley, she was in as well. She was in the quiz. And I was like, yes, Hayley. I just wanted to impress her. Where did Hayley finish? I don't remember. No, Kieran came last. And I was really upset because I know he watches a lot. And he does sew a lot. But, yeah, he came last. Last look at your half a metres, your mega bundle with a free half a metre as well from the Winterbourne House range, which is rapidly become one of my favourites. Hannah and I are going to be doing a day trip as soon as we can to Winterbourne House. It's in Edgbaston and there's botanical gardens there. You must drive past it most days. How amazing is that? Literally on our doorstep. OK, let's do them individually by the half metre now. I'm going to go back to the pinks as the mega bundle has sold out. So the only way of getting these is now by the half metre. So starting with the top one, Joe, which is called Nina Poppy. It is. We are in sync today, aren't we? We're back, we're back. £7.49. You haven't got your bunny ears on, Joe. He's hopping in. I was supposed to bring in some chocolates, and because did anybody else eat too much chocolate yesterday? My friend did say to me, though, that's completely guilt-free. If it's Easter Sunday, I'm saying bank holiday Easter Monday as well, we can eat all the chocolate. But my word, I did eat too much chocolate. Had a little Easter egg hunt. Joe had to find his chocolate as well. He did an Easter egg hunt, which somehow involved my Kieran again. He had to do a call to find out a riddle, and it's good fun, good fun. £7.49. Hi, Claire.
She said she loves the Winterbourne Collection, but the cameras are 2 different colours. Which one is it most like?
Right, Claire. The colour, sorry, our colour is slightly different, I think, on your television, but or different cameras. So that's what it's most like. That one, absolutely like that. Which is our front camera. So I'll try and hold everything up so you can see it more clearly. Is that Claire who makes things? Claire from Solihull. Okay, I'll show you, look. So there, you can just see. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's not a great representation, is it? Let me hold it there again so you can see the raspberries. That's the one. If you love that colour, that's the one to go for. £7.49.5 metre. So, just so you're aware as well, as I know I've sound like a bit of a broken record for anybody that watches all the time, but if you've never bought from us before, we sell by the half metre. So if you're looking at this, but you want to make a dress, because of course, even though it's quilting weight fabric, you can still use it for dressmaking, a Liberty dress. How amazing would that be? This is gorgeous. This is really, really gorgeous. This is bouquet in pink, but if you want to buy 2 metres, for example, that's 4 units to your basket. It's by the half metre. A half metre is what I'm holding, and it's £7.49. Do you know what? This would be a beautiful dress for a wedding. Now, I know that a lot of weddings have been put on hold at the moment, but it means you've got time to make your own dress. My Kieran's cousin, Laura, I was trying to think, is she my cousin? I suppose she kind of is now, isn't she? What do you call them? I don't know. Cousin once removed. Is that how you say it, Joe? I was thinking like cousin-in-law, you know, like your sister-in-law, but your cousin. So anyway, Laura and Sam, they're getting married in October now. They were supposed to be getting married a couple of weeks ago. But I thought, oh, my word, I'm actually so relieved that I've got time to you know, find something to wear, get rid of all of my, obviously, baby weight that Joe's on about all the time. Keeps saying that I'm definitely not pregnant, just to clear up any rumours. My grandparents will be watching. No, I'm not. Just had a little bit of time at home. £7.49.5 metre, that beautiful pink bouquet. See, I love the blue as well. Look at how delicate that lovely blue is. So that's your bouquet. I wanted to do this one. Yeah, I'm going to try and fold them as I go, so it makes it a little easier, Joe, for when we're all done. No, obviously we haven't got a floor manager with us, so it's just us, just the two of us. £7.49.5 metre for your posy in pink. Soft furnishings. What about a blind? What about a blind, or, you know, you could do a beautiful Roman blind with this. That's one thing I really want to learn how to do. I know that a lot of people on the fan page as well have been saying we need to do a home interior sort of show. Be great. Imagine accenting parts of your home with Liberty fabric. A lot of people I've seen on social media have been maybe taking the time out to do a bit of redecorating, but I mean, I keep saying to Kieran, you could have retiled the bathroom, we could have had this done. All we've been doing is playing Scrabble. But he did get a 7-letter, he was very proud of it, and he wanted me to tell everybody on telly today that he did get 7 letters all in one go, which you get a bonus 50 points for. But he did have 2 of those blank tiles, so you could just make up your own word. It was weedless, with 2 S's as well. So it's not the most... Well, he also clings onto the rule book and the dictionary, and he makes up words. I'm not going to get into domestic arguments right now. We're not going to be saying... Because, yeah, I can actually do it, can't I? Because he's not here to answer and defend himself. But he's cheating. He's constantly cheating at Scrabble. £7.49, making up words. Right. I've got the white. Let me see what it's called. All good guess. Could be. It's Lois Daisy in pink. Oh, see, that's so pretty, isn't it? Even just, do you know how if you've got quite plain bedding, for example? I really am into, of course, Steve Bennett, who is founder of Gemporia and has now started and launched Sewing Street. He is a huge advocate for sustainability, recycling, reusing and revamping things. If you've got bedding that's pretty plain, you could simply just put, you know, a strip, 2.5-inch strip down the one side of your pillow with some nice little trim, and you've turned them into like Liberty cushions in your bedroom. They look so beautiful. 749.5 metre. Are you watching, Kieran? Is he saying he's not been cheating at Scrabble? He says, words aren't my strong point. Please, will you just let me have it? Weedless, yeah. £7.49.5 metre for your Lois Daisy in pink from the Winterbourne house range. Just so you're aware, if you do want to buy more than ½ metre, extremely limited. In fact, there's only 2 metres left. 2 metres in the whole of the stock, so that's it. Once they're gone, they're gone. We're constantly wanting to bring you new collections, and as soon as we can, obviously, bring in new collections from suppliers. It's a bit slower at the moment, but we will. So when I say 2 metres left, I don't even know whether we're going to be getting it back in. It's definitely worth making the most of it. This is so dramatic. Can't get it, though, by the ½ metre. You can't get that one by the ½ metre. So just so you know, if you loved that one, the only way of getting it is in the pink fat quarter bundle. This one. Oh no, pink fat quarters bundle's now sold out, hasn't it? Done, gone. This is so pretty. Navy blue, I love. This is your Liberty. It's called Lawn, which, this is what confused me, Hannah. You know, I said to you yesterday, sorry, I didn't mean to shout you. Hannah, just in case, what time is it now? It's 8:52. No, it's not. 9:52, 8:52. It's 8:52, so will she have had an espresso martini yet? Oh, definitely. I'm just shouting her because I said, is it lawn weight, the Liberty that we have? She went, oh no, it's quilting cotton. And I looked down at the graphics and thought, oh yeah, of course it is. Where have I thought that? But this is why I saw it. I saw the word lawn. But a bit confusing. It is not lawn weight, it's just the lawn pattern. Lovely little floral print. Hannah said, stop shouting at me. Sorry, Hannah. I'll stop shouting. I'm just excited. It's so lovely to be back with you all. It is so, so lovely to, I haven't been out of the house. I haven't been out of the house for 3 weeks. So it's so lovely to, as a lot of us, of course, we're all having to sort of sacrifice going out, and it is very difficult, but very important that we do so. Very important. £7.49 ½ metre. Hopefully, yeah, we're entertaining you all. We're going to try do our best, of course, as long as we safely can. We'll be here keeping you entertained. £7.49 ½ metre. And remember, it's completely interactive. So you can go onto our Facebook page, send in your messages. It's a great time to do so. If you've got any questions, if you're struggling with different tools, different products, if there's something that we've got on the show that you want to see again, or if you've seen something demoed before, you want to see it, then let us know. It's a perfect time. If you've got any questions about the Elna 680 or the 570, I'm going to be talking about both those machines at 10 o'clock today. So yeah, do let me know. It just sounds weird that it's 10 to 9 because the last 3 weeks, I'm not going to lie, I've been watching you on repeat. I have been watching you on the repeat. It's so funny because, yeah, people will text me about the show and I'm like, hang on. I just need to catch up on it. Let me catch up and watch it back. Because, yeah, I've been ever so lazy. Pyjamas all day. Okay, have a look at this. It's been good though. It's actually done me some good to slow down a bit. This in the teal has sold out on its own. So if you do want this pattern, the only way of getting it is this one. That's so beautiful. £7.49. It's Liberty print, so you know the quality of the fabric. 100% cotton, machine washable, timeless. We all know Liberty is absolutely timeless. Now with half a metre of this, just half a metre, you could make an envelope cushion. Half a metre, you can make yourself an envelope cushion. How good is that? For anybody that's new to us, I know it's quite daunting, isn't it? It is very daunting. I started in the sewing world about 3 years ago now? 3 years ago. And I remember when I first started, and I felt like everybody was talking a complete foreign language, all the jargon and different words and terminology. I was like, I have no idea. You're going to have to really slow down and go through it really slowly with me. But you kind of don't know what's essentials and what's sort of gadgety, and it's just finding your feet a bit. But honestly, you will learn so much from our community. You really, really will. And it is a community. It's a family. It's just such a lovely family to be a part of. And I've learned so much so that I won the quiz, the sewing round last night. I screenshot it and everything, Joe. I'm so proud of myself. £7.49. I sent it to my mum. Now remember, not long until we do the rainbow panel. Lots of you have spotted it at the front of the desk. We are going to bring it back at the special price, which if you watched about a month ago, then we're going to bring it back at that price. I know a lot of people are making, of course, rainbows from their window. I keep seeing them flooded all over the Facebook page. In fact, I wrote it down. Who was it that somebody made... I've written it down somewhere so I can say hello to you. It's on my 9 o'clock, so I'll come back to you. But somebody, I'll have a look on the break. Somebody made on the fan page a beautiful rainbow. Which what day is it today? I think it must have been last week. I just didn't want to say it if Hayley hadn't let you know. But one of them won the Make of the Week, and it was a rainbow one. It was beautiful. Did you see it, Joe? It was lovely, really lovely. That was my fave. Oh, look at this. I feel like it was, yeah, Debbie? See, this one. Oh, see, this is a great one. What I would do, half a metre of this is £7.49. This one, just so you know, Joe, to make it a little easier. You found it? Oh, brilliant, Louisa May. That's a lovely name, isn't it, Louisa May? Rebecca Johnson made the rainbow. Don't get me wrong, there's been so many on the fan page, and John, Debbie and I have been looking at some of our favourite makes. It's really difficult to pick, so that one just really stood out to me and made me smile. But yeah, if you do want to make some rainbow projects, that's coming up in the next, how long? I have no idea what time it is. Oh my word! Where is this first hour gone? Sorry, look at all this stuff that I've been told to do this hour. I'm going to get into trouble. Hannah, I'm so sorry. Didn't I say to you, I'll be very good at timekeeping? That's what I said to her, my last message to her. Oh, this is beautiful as well. What I would do is half a metre. There was only how many? There was only 11 metres of that to start with, so that one's now extremely limited. This one, I would do half a metre. It's called Wood Haze. Wood Haze? Wood Haze? Wood Haze. This one's beautiful. Thanks, Hannah. £7.49, half metre for your Wood Haze in pink. This one, I would simply just put it with half a metre. Now, what was on the top of the pile? Was it ivory or cream? It was ivory. So just half a metre of ivory and half a metre of this, and you could just fussy cut parts of it and applique it on, and you've got yourself, you could even make 2 with half a metre, using half a metre of your ivory as well. Amazing cushions. Liberty designer cushions. I mean, how incredible would that be? £7.49, and it would look absolutely beautiful. Such great value for money. Buy the half metre. So if you are thinking of larger projects, if you're thinking quilts, if you're thinking just stocking up your stash with some gorgeous Liberty prints, dressmakers as well, that's a great way to do it. Just £7.49. Let's whiz through these last couple. If you've spotted the barley pops, don't worry, I will make sure that we do those as well in the next hour. Right, I've got the blue and pink, and then I've got the blue. It's still from the pink range. This is, they're such pretty poppies. Do you know what colour a Welsh poppy is? Yellow, yes. Fun fact. £7.49 a half metre. This is Beatrice. See, this is very, very Edwardian arts and crafts movement. Just to remind you that this is taken from the Winterbourne house range. Do go on to winterbourne.org.uk. It's a beautiful Edwardian house in Birmingham, actually, which the collection draws from the arts and crafts movements, which you can see such striking floral prints, the botanical garden feel, the lovely colours that are used. Very William Morris-esque as well. You can see that it's taken from the same sort of era, 1860 to 1910. Hello, Liz. Liz has messaged in. Thanks for your lovely messages. She says, it's so lovely to see you back on the show. Oh, thanks, Liz. Lovely to be back. I tell you what, I feel like a bottle of pop right now. She says, I'm so bubbly. She says, I've missed you. Honestly, I'm so, so excited. I think I'm surprised that Kieran's watching, if I'm honest, my husband, because he's had 3 weeks of me. I've had no one to talk to. So, yeah, I'm surprised that he hasn't thought, I've got 4 hours of peace and quiet. He's watching me, bless it. I thought he'd just be sitting in silence, just hearing the sound of silence. Now I've been he knows how excited. All night I kept saying, Kieran, I can't sleep. I'm too excited. Too excited. I feel like it's Christmas coming back. Right, this is the nettle fold. Yeah, I think this is the last of the half metres. £7.49 a half metre for the blue. Oh, see, this would be lovely to do some maybe embroidery over the top of. You could do little French knots in the centre of the flowers, or maybe some lazy daisies across. Just putting them in a hoop as wall art. I think lots of people are getting into, you know, crafting at the moment, aren't they? It's so lovely to see that we have had the amount of new viewers, new customers. From when I did, remember when I did the Instagram, well, I did like a takeover on the Facebook when we our very, very first day. Hayley Bryant, who's our marketing manager, she's kind of left me logged into the Facebook. So it comes up all the time when it says that somebody wants to join the fan page. It's every day, or constantly. Kieran and I were watching a film on my laptop, and he said, my word, there's so many new people that are constantly wanting to join the fan page, which is brilliant. It really is such a lovely, it's a great chance to really expand our family, isn't it? And all learn something new and encourage everybody to try out this. It's brilliant. We love it. Okay. So, just to give you a quick update, as this one is now incredibly limited. This is the one I was saying, if you were to add as well with maybe ivory, I'd put it with, just with because it is quite a dominating print, I'd put it actually just with a plate. It would really bring out the colours, wouldn't it? Just putting it with an ivory or a cream. £7.49 a half metre. Oh, how does Hayley know? She says, Hayley said, I know you still. So this is what's funny. It's only Joe and I here in the building. It's only us. And but our team behind the scenes, they're there. They're listening to everything we say, Joe. Hayley says, I know you're still logged in. Suppose she could kick me out, couldn't she? She could log me out. But I might actually do a takeover for, it's my birthday in 2 weeks, my birthday show's the 23rd. Debbie's on the 26th, not my actual birthday. But on the 23rd, doing my birthday show. So, Joe, no pressure. It's only you here to make my birthday special. I don't know. Or it might be Cat. Hope it's Cat. Yeah, 23rd, yeah. Oh, it's you. Oh, no. Might as well just forget my birthday. This one as well. Oh, no, sorry, this one wasn't available, was it? I was going to say very limited. It's so limited, it's not available. Right, so can I just show you the complementary bundle, which we'll bring back on the other side, along with the rainbow panel. So the complementary bundle, and I'm just making him run around. Can you hear him? This one is going to be coming up after the break. We're going to do this straight away for anybody that wants to get their hands on the special prize that we've done for our exclusive panel. It's really big, isn't it? I forgot how wide this was. I think it's 140 wide, which, if you think about it, your quilting cottons are normally 112, so it's 140 wide. You've got loads and loads of fabric for your stash. So we'll come back with that one. Do not go anywhere. Stay with us. We're live for another 2 hours. We've still got so much to bring you coming up right after this.
Hi, I'm John Cole Morgan, and I'm here to show you what we need to get ready for our sew along on the 18th of April. You're going to see a hyperlapse video of me doing really quick work on how to make this wonderful quilt to get you ready if you'd like to sew along with us and what you need to do. So the first thing you're going to do, either using a pair of scissors or a rotary cutter, whichever you feel more comfortable with, you're going to separate all 48 of your different strips, being the sunrise, sunset, the azure and the berry. Break those all up and keep them in order from dark to light in each colourway. In the way that I did the quilt for the show, I had dark berry to light berry, and then I decided to go light blue to dark blue, and then the dark sunset to the light sunset. So now you would have taken your design rolls and you would have cut them all into these amazing strips that go from light to dark. I piled them up in half, going from light to dark as I cut them off the roll. So I have the berry one, no, this is the sunset one. I have the azure, and I have the berry one. That's the sunset, the azure, and the berry one. So what I'm doing now is I've decided that these ones are quite close together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these ones from light to dark, but I'm going to turn these round and do dark to light. So what I'm going to do is take one from that pile, one from that pile, one from that pile, then one from that pile, one from that pile, one from that pile, and just go in order and sew them all together. So these are, when I say sew them together, these are going to be the short ends here. So that will be sewn together to one of these. This will be sewn to one of those will be one of on the short end. Once you've separated your blocks and you've decided that you're going to now stitch these all together, you're going to take the short ends of your strips and you're going to sew those together. The way I decided to do it was I went from orange, blue, berry, and I kept that order going. So you had a dark orange, light blue, dark berry, and decreasing all the way around until you had a light orange, dark blue, light berry. Once you've now sewn your short ends together and you have a 1700 odd inch piece of fabric, you're going to take one side and you're going to cut 20 to 30 inches off one side of this fabric long strip. Reason being is that if you don't, you're not going to have any movement of the fabric throughout the quilt, and it will just be the same as sewing the whole grid together, and that isn't going to be what we need. Once you've done that, you're going to take the two raw edges of your fabric, which aren't sewn together, put them right sides together, and you're going to sew along one side of the fabric. So after you've done all of that, you're going to come to the end, and there will always be a kink, a curve, a wobble. Don't worry. Literally fold in half as close as you can get it to half and cut it. I know everybody just freaked out a little bit, but I promise you it doesn't matter, because what you're going to do now is you're going to sew this off to get to the very end. You just fold those to the edge there and you sew to the end. At this point, you're now going to take your rotary cutter and your ruler, and you're going to square the edge of your pieces off. This is how far you'll need to get to be able to join me in the sew along and sew along with me on the 18th at about 9:30. So please, any questions, drop me a line on social media, and thank you so much for your time. Look forward to seeing you on the 18th.
Welcome back to Sewing Street, and my name's Vicki Carroll. Thank you so much for your company, more than ever. It really does mean the world to us to be able to have your company. Hope everybody is staying safe and staying well, most importantly. It's just so lovely to be back with you. I've had 3 weeks in self-isolation with my husband, and it's really tough, isn't it? I know how hard it is. I was just so excited to be able to come out and be, you know, in a different environment and be able to be back with you. So thank you very much. We're obviously here. The great thing about the whole Gemporia group, I must say, is that they're doing everything in their power to make sure that we're all as safe as we possibly can be. So it's a complete sort of, when I say skeleton crew, there is nobody in this room with me, no camera operators, it's all sort of static shots. So thank you for bearing with us on the camera angles as well. Joe, bless him, oh my word, he's been amazing, as is Kat as well, who's Joe's sister, who have both been absolutely just running the gallery over the last few weeks as well. And, of course, John and Debbie, been amazing to be able to keep on air. We, of course, wanted to do everything that we can. And Neil, did you see Neil's show? Oh, my word, he did some... Oh, that was really good fun. He did some ridiculous prices. Hayley was producing upstairs. Yeah, it was all a bit bonkers that day. So, yeah, it's just been incredible. I've been like you, at home, watching. We've had lots of lovely messages. Honestly, thank you so much, June. Thank you for your message. Dawn, thank you, Dawn. She says, morning, Mrs. Carroll. Lovely to see you. Hope you and Kieran have been keeping safe. Oh, thank you. That's nice. That's really nice. Yeah, we have. We're all safe and well. Don't worry. I know that I've had lots of lovely messages come through over the weeks, just checking up and us saying, are we all right? We're absolutely fine. I'm not pregnant, and we're absolutely fine. It was just that I work a part of the whole Gemporia group, was in and out of loads of buildings, as is Kieran with his job. He's got a flooring business, so he's in and out of lots of homes. We just said, look, let's just both try and be sensible and stay in for a few weeks. And yeah, so I'm just going to come here at Sewing Street and then obviously go home. So our team behind the scenes are working so hard, so hard. Everybody's, you know, busy doing new crafts and things, and our team are just working harder than ever, making sure that the show still goes ahead and you get your amazing products, as are our warehouse team. So anything that you do order, thank you for your patience, because if it does come slightly later, at the moment, I think we're actually still on track with the shipping, which is amazing. Our warehouse are doing incredibly well. So, anyway, I digress, as I probably will do all morning, because I've got so much to catch up with you on. I just want to have a chat for 3 hours. Can we just stay for the whole day? Can we just stay? I must say hello to my lovely grandparents, my gran and granddad who are watching in North Wales, my other set of grandparents who are watching in Coleshill as well, because I know that they're getting really fed up sitting in, and they say, oh, I'm so pleased you're on tomorrow, we can see you. So sending you huge kisses and virtual hugs. Right. This is something that Hannah and I launched quite early on Sewing Street when we first launched the channel, and it sold in a heartbeat. I think, one, because it's such an array of colour, it's going to be great for loads of different projects, and brilliant for your stash. I mean, I'm thinking rainbows, obviously. Whenever I've been on my daily walks, or even just looking out of my window, I've seen most beautiful rainbows, videos on social media, pictures on social media. My window's got a rainbow. Jenny McCreary made the most amazing sort of, I don't even know how she's sort of done it, but I said to her, can I have one of those kits? I want to make one. I think it's like needle punching. It looks really cool. So if you want to make yourself a rainbow, maybe for your window, or a cushion like this, just look at how effective it is next to the navy blue. Just adding it with a solid colour. I mean, you could make so much with this, because I've got it laid out on the desk here. It is huge. Your normal quilting weight fabric is 112 wide. This is 140. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 colours. Am I right? 16 colours. Count them, Joe. 16 2.5-inch strips. And do you know what I like as well is that the fact that they've got that little ditzy sort of print on them, so they're not completely solid. You've still got a great ombre of colour, but then with detail of the spot. You've also got stripes in between. Now, whether you use those white stripe as you know, detail or an accent or part of your design, Or if you're cutting them into your sort of traditional jelly roll or design roll, whatever you want to call them, you can cut through with a bit of wiggle room. All need a bit of wiggle room after Easter, don't we? So it's nice to be able to have that little bit of wiggle room. If you're cutting through with your rotary cutter or your scissors, then you can do that. They're all 2.5-inch strips. And look at how perfectly the colour ombres from that really beautiful purple to the blue. Now, I'm talking a lot about the fabric. That is a lot of fabric, and I haven't told you the price. So, the reason that we bought this back is because of this. So much demand for this panel. Every panel that we've had, for example, the Azure panel, I believe is still in stock. It was yesterday when I looked. The Azure blue gradient panel, same size, £19.99. Virtually every other one I think that we've had printed is sold out, but they've all been £19.99. This one, special price of £14.99, and it has come back at the absolute right time. Beautiful, beautiful piece, whether you're sub-cutting them into squares, into half-square triangles, if you're doing it this way, if you're doing it, cutting it horizontally or vertically, maybe you're making stripy bias binding, that would look amazing around a quilt. It will not last at that price. It will not last at that price. Our management have said, OK, we'll keep it at the special price. We want to make sure as many people can make these rainbow projects as possible. Such high demand for £14.99. Bearing in mind, most design rolls or jelly rolls are around about, if you're looking at a designer jelly roll, they're £40 normally, aren't they? About £38, £39. So, I mean, you're looking at a Sewing Street exclusive design roll, jelly roll, for just £14.99. 2.5-inch strips, 140 wide, just remember. I'm holding it, you know, this way around so you can see that gradient widthways, so you can see the gradient of colour. I'm holding it lengthways, aren't I? Not widthways. If you want to do, I mean, I'm just going to put this in half, your sunset colours. So I'm thinking of it as a rainbow, but actually you've got your reds for Christmas projects. I know loads of people that are saying, right, do you know what? I'm going to get my Christmas projects done, because we get to November and we say, haven't got time, rushing around doing things, we haven't got time. This is the perfect chance to start making some things for, you know, the summer, of course, but also then Christmas, autumnal. You've got these beautiful, beautiful colours. £14.99. Now, as I say, our customer service team are still in, they're still working. They are a smaller team, obviously, working still from the customer service team, from the customer service centre, which is just not far down the road from where we are right now. But they are still there if you want to call and create your own account or add to your order. It's 1 P&P all day, so if you've already checked out on an order, then you'll still only pay one postage and packaging. Or if you head to our website, which is www.sewingstreet.com, you can see it there at the bottom of the screen. It will redirect you to Jewellery Maker's website. Don't panic, you're still on the right page. We're just using part of our sister channels at the moment while our new jazzy, all singing, all dancing website's being built, which is very exciting. I can confirm it will be jazzy. It will be all singing and all dancing, and it might even have some fitness videos on if Joe's got anything to do with it. This is the sort of fitness workouts we're going to be doing, by the way. Don't worry, it's not too strenuous. Just rolling those shoulders. £14.99, so you can secure it on the web as well, which is probably your quickest and easiest way of doing it. Hi, Hannah. Our producer, Hannah, that I'm talking to, by the way, she's at home. The last 25 of these in stock already. That's it. Oh, no, last 15. Oh, no, last 9. I told you there's a bit of a satellite delay. There's 5 of them left. There is 5 chances left. OK, in 1 minute, 20 went. There's now just 5 of them. Oh, great. There's so much that you're going to be able to do. I can't wait to see them on the fan page. Can't wait. I am, at the moment, just so drawn to all the rainbows. Just makes you smile, doesn't it? And our key workers, our NHS, our National Health Service are just remarkable. They really, really are. Have we all been out on a Thursday? Clapping, 8 o'clock. I've been out there with my saucepan and wooden spoon, so much so that I was gone. That's sold out, by the way. That is now gone. Well done. I actually broke all of our, we had all candle vases all on the window ledge, and I was hanging out, we live on the top floor, so I didn't go right down to the bottom. I was hanging out the window with my saucepan and knocked all of this glass On the floor? Inside? Yeah, in my flat, all everywhere. Oh, my word. Hello. Good morning, Emmy. I want to say hello to... I wonder if Emmy's our youngest viewer. Hello, Emmy. Emmy's snuggling in bed, watching with Mummy. Hello, hello, hello. I wonder whether you are our youngest sewer. I wonder whether you are our youngest viewer. Let us know. If there's anybody younger who's watching, let us know. Younger than 7. Younger than 7. Oh, that's such a great chance, actually, to start making. Now, of course, I mean, I'm sending all sorts of bits and bobs to my friends who have got young children at the moment and trying to give them ideas of different ways of crafting without maybe going into your Liberty stash or without maybe going into your, you know, your fancy sewing machine. Things like this. So it's Easter weekend. I made myself an Easter bonnet that don't fit very well, but just using felt, bits of ribbon, some rick-rack, and some little, well, I thought they looked like these. These aren't buttons, but you could do similar sort of things with buttons like this. So I've got, I'm gonna put that there. It's not as extravagant as my Easter bonnet last year. Did anybody see my Easter bonnet last year? Part of our sister channel, Jewellery Maker, was an Easter bonnet competition, which I'm all in it's all the spirit of taking part. It really, really is. But I was robbed because I didn't win and I spent hours on this huge, extravagant Easter bonnet. But anyway, I just did this with little felt bits. The bunnies were already bunnies and just stuck them on and made my own little Easter bonnet this time. So, which ones do you want to start with, Joe? Let's start with the little ladybugs. So, they're really lovely. Now, I have been set a bit of a challenge of different ways to use buttons. So, I have made a bit of a list. I thought about being a bit creative. If you are getting children involved in being crafty, making different things, they're £2.99 for a pack of 7. Now, obviously, they're very small, so be very aware, not suitable for children under 3. But I'm thinking little button rings. What about making? If you're on our website, you'll also see Jewellery Maker's bits and bobs, whether it be beading thread or wire to make little rings. How about little button hairbands? Whether you're putting them onto elastic to make actual hairbands or little bobby pins or clips, you could stick them on. You could embellish. You could have, as I say, like little decorations like this, or even baubles or Christmas decorations with ladybirds. It doesn't have to be spring and summer. You can get started making for all sorts. £2.99 again, I'm thinking with embroidery. So if you've seen any of Jane Greenoff's hoops or Helen McCook's hoops that she's done, just adding beads and buttons is such a lovely idea. Let's go on to the flowers next. They would have looked nice actually with my they'd look really nice on my Easter bonnet, and you can literally just stitch them on to a really plain store hat. They're daisies. They're daisies, and they've got just little bright colours, easy to just stitch on to any garments. What about onto little summer hats or on learning activities even? You could use them as I saw on Pinterest or on the internet. There were little jars, and somebody had stitched like activity books. So how many buttons are in this jar and how many buttons are in this jar, and move them around. So you can do different things like that. What about on greetings cards? Little greetings cards. You could do paper crafts and embellish them with this. That's a really good idea. I also liked the idea, let's go on to the little footballs and planes. I bet Neil got these out. My guess is that Neil ordered these ones in. You know Neil, he's doing his flying lessons. These are all well up his street. I think he sent a picture of his flying lesson, didn't he? He put a video on the Facebook fan page, if you didn't see it, of him doing his takeoff and landing. £2.99. Do you reckon he can do a loop-to-loop yet? Oh, my word. And the little footballs, these are great. Do you know what I'm thinking? What about if you get an embroidery hoop, you could make your own sort of DIY clock. So you can buy them, can't you, where you get the sort of the hands and the battery part. But then you could have these as like the parts of the clock, couldn't you? I'm thinking for somebody's bedroom or something. This is really cool. Make your own DIY clock. button clock. Embellishing them into cross stitch or embroidery. All sorts that you can do. The last ones that we got, gardening. I bet everybody's garden's looking lovely, isn't it? Our hostas are just blooming. They really are. They've grown so much this weekend. They've got to have grown a few inches. It's crazy how much they've just popped up. We did, I'm really bad at gardening, and we're trying to do like a little herb garden, like planting my chives and my basil and bits and bobs, and I'm really, really bad at looking after them. My mom tries to sort of revive all of the orchids that I've just killed over the years, and she does. They come back, orchids come back, but every other plant in my garden, that's Kieran's department. But what about making nice little greetings cards for somebody, as I say, and you can just add them in, and sending them even just packets of seeds if you're planting with children. That'd be a lovely gift for somebody. House pot plants. Sorry, I'm saying that in the wrong order, but it's because I'm looking around trying to multitask. If you're making little plant pot holders, if you've seen the little bags, we've got them in, which book is it? It's in this bag. This one on the front, that's what I was looking for. You could embellish, you've seen Debbie Shaw actually making that one. You could then embellish with any of the little bits and bobs. You've got some seeds in there, you've got a little watering can, little daffodil, little daisy. They're gorgeous, aren't they? And they're £2.99. So, for anybody that has already opened their order, I know loads of you have bought the Liberty fabric, lots of you have bought the mega bundles, the Solan glue pen, the early birds, there's the rainbow panels now sold out. Anybody that's bought it, why not add them to your order and get a bit creative with buttons? Because I do tend to keep buttons off bits and bobs when they pop off, when my jeans button ends up popping off because I've had too many mince pies at Christmas, too many Easter eggs. It's every sort of season there's something, isn't there, to make your buttons pop off. But they're always boring buttons. I've got loads of little boring buttons that I've got in a tub, but these are really cool. They're really cool. Okay, so as it's my first show back after 3 weeks, I said, please, 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 I know that at the moment we're really, really struggling with getting suppliers, sending stock through, etc. But is there anything that's new that I can bring in? Anything that's brand new that's never been seen before? And I had a choice of a few things, and I picked these creative grids because there aren't many tools that I will talk about where I actually only recommend a certain brand. This isn't what this shopping channel is about. It's unlike any other sort of shopping channel. I'm not telling you to purchase this or to purchase that. I would like to give you choice and options and give you sort of informed, so you can make an informed decision, all of the different info. Whereas when it comes to quilting rulers, I was very, very lucky that when I started quilting and patchwork, these are the only ones that actually I had the chance of working with. But speaking to so many industry experts, people who didn't work with creative grids, tried them and stayed with them. They are absolutely amazing at what they do. Creative Grid is a company that design quilting rulers. They are quilters themselves though. They're quilters designing for quilters, so they've just got it absolutely spot on. We've got 2 brand new rulers. We've got a square and a rectangle, starting with the square. Now, the Creative Grid rulers are brilliant for a number of reasons. The main feature that I think makes them really stand out is their non-slip grip. So it's a sort of transparent, you can only just see it, this frosting around the edge, which you can see all the way around. That's 1/4 of an inch, which is really handy to just have as your seam allowance. You can see there all the way around the edge, and then also scattered throughout the ruler. Now, when you put it on your fabric, so I've still got my damp cloth under there, making everything wet. Oh, John wants to know what time. Is this John? John? Oh, I can't wait to talk to you about the 570. It has an alphabet, John. It has an alphabet. I'll show you where it is. John Scott's just messaged in. He's saying, when's the sewing machine show? It's coming up here at 10. 10 o'clock, not 11. Joe wants to go home then, so 10 o'clock. I keep saying 11. 10 o'clock. So with your creative grid, how the non-slip grid works, you can move this freely. They're not going to stick to your fabric. So I've seen rulers where you get little sticky bits and you can stick them on and you sort of stick them down. This can move freely, so you can absolutely move it to fussy cut or, you know, to place it to however you want. But then when you add slight pressure, it will then engage, so you can make a safe cut with it not slipping out of the way. Now this is a really handy portable size. So don't get me wrong, we need large rulers, we also need smaller rulers, which is really, really handy to have if you're on the move. If you're squaring up blocks, you have got that diagonal line running through the centre to help you with squaring up. But the great thing about Creative Grid, which is their turnaround feature, so can you see they've got their logo? They've got their little logo. If you've got that facing you, which is facing me now, you can see their numbering system, which goes in inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can see you've got the straight line to go right across, so you can cut really precisely with ease. And then along the top hand side in white again, you've got the two different colours, the black and the white. The white go in inches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down again. And then in between, all of these extra little black lines you can see are all 1/4 of an inch. So you've got really, really precise, all of your white lines in between there are your 1/4 of an inch. As you go along, the white measurements are your 1/4 of an inch. Then, what I didn't know about this, which is brilliant, and also, can you see how the 1/4 of an inch markings go all the way across the ruler? Really handy. If you then turn it round, so your logo is away from you, the numbering system is then 1/2 an inch. So if you're working with, if you've got your seam allowance added, square where you've got your seam allowance added, then this is perfect for that. So you've got your 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5 inches there as well. And they're really, really clear no matter what colour fabric you've got underneath it. So they are brilliant. The non-slip grip is fantastic. Their markings, their precision, their accuracy is brilliant. And I mean, this is £15. As you're sort of building up your collection, I said at the start, you're sort of working out what's an essential and what's necessary or what's a bit of a gadget. Your Creative Grid rulers are brilliant for precision. They really will save you so much time of having to do the maths if you're anything like me. It's been proven over the last 3 weeks of all the quizzes that we've all been doing. Every night, one of us will set up a quiz. Joe and I'd like to think that me and you dominate being quiz masters, don't we? Joe started it and he's taught me how to do these quizzes. But anyway, Joe likes to do the clever rounds, like the history and the science and the maths rounds. And I've worked out I'm very, very bad at all of them. I'm very, very bad at maths. So, but they do all the hard work for you. They really do. So that's the square. It's 6.5 inches by 6.5 inches for £14.99. And it's brand new. Never been on air before. The little QR code that you can see on the side, they are brilliant as well to give you demos. Creative Grid's always putting lots of videos on. Rachel Cross, who designed this ruler, she's quite active actually on YouTube. You'll see lots of videos. In fact, there you can see slightly better, can't you? These lovely little non-slip grips that aren't stickers. They're built into the ruler. Okay, now your Creative Grid rectangle. Another one that is, do you want me to put it down on the, there you go. Another one, exactly the same element. So all of the Creative Grid features will have that turnaround system. So whether you're looking at full inches going up the side and along the top, this one is 6.5 inches by 12.5. Still really nice and portable though, isn't it? It's still great to take on the move. And then again, if I turn it all the way around, facing me, logo facing away now, you've got adding your seam allowance, your 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and you can see that you've got your full solid line going all the way across. The great thing about this ruler is it also has your 45-degree angle, It's got your 60-degree angle. It's got all of those angles that are very, very useful in the quilting world. So if you are cutting, you know, 45-degree triangles, if your pattern calls for 60-degree triangles, you've got that, and you can cut them very efficiently and very precisely with these rulers. It's just £17.99. Once again, it's got that non-slip grip all the way around the edge. This part here, you can see it's got your 1/4 of an inch, and this one, is that 1/2 inch, I wonder? That might be 1/2 inch then as well. So 1/4 of an inch and then 1/2 inch of your frosting around the edge. Let me know if I'm wrong with that. Joe's like, I don't know. I don't know. And your crosshair in the centre if you are wanting to centralise something. They are both brand new. Oh, Hayley Bryant is the quizmaster tonight. Is Marge getting involved as well, Hales? Hayley Bryant, who is our marketing manager. She's doing the quiz tonight. Right. Now, this was one... Was this the one that I did with Wendy? I think this was the one that I did with Wendy Orlando. And she said that she was sent this book. She was a brand new guest to us. And she said, I was sent this book and I'm not a quilter. And I panicked. And then she said, but I took so many different projects and ideas from this book and made them into different things. So she made great cushions, she took different elements and learnt how to quilt as well. So for somebody that is new to quilting, if you've sewn before and you're new to quilting, this is brilliant because you've got 25 step-by-step projects here with very, very thorough instructions. As I flick through, you can see that you've got really lovely images as well as the text to go along with it. Extremely clear. So the start of it will go through a bit of the sort of jargon and the different techniques that you're going to need throughout the book. Gives you a little bit of a crash course. And then you've got some great projects. Now, it's not just quilts, as I say. You've got little pouch bags, zipper bags, tote bags, retreat bag, colouring book holders. So once again, these are going to be great to make with, I'm thinking with children, getting everybody involved, making things that are useful. Useful. How many times have you been thinking, right, I need to make myself a new tote bag to take to class, or I want to make a baby quilt for somebody, or I want to make new kitchen bits and bobs. My oven mitts are looking tatty. Oh, speaking of which, I cleaned my oven, which is the most satisfying thing I think I've ever done. It was amazing. It looks brand new. I'm very proud of it. And I didn't use that Oven Pride or any other sort of cleaner like that. Just pure elbow grease. Went for it. And yeah, it's sparkling clean. So now I'm thinking, oh, I need some new like oven gloves and tea towels and a cafetiere cosy, because that's what my kitchen sort of looks like now. It's all sparkling clean. But it's a great time to be able to maybe expand your skill or learn something new, or teach somebody else. Maybe send this book to somebody else that's been saying to you, oh, I'm going to start quilting. I'm going to come to your quilting classes. Your Y seams as well. Oh, this was with Sally. We did a Y seam with Sally, which I think we completely demystified with her, didn't we? We were saying, oh, I avoid Y seams completely, but actually she showed us it's not actually that difficult. She's not doing the quiz tonight. This is cool, isn't it? Oh, I know so many people that love this. She didn't mean she's being quizmaster tonight. What did she mean? Oh, she is going to do quizmaster at some point. She can't do it tonight. Thanks for that, Hayley. Thank you. She needed me just to reiterate that on air. Do you know how many people would love this? Because here in this building, the amount of people... So there's a guy called Matthew who is our sort of... Well, he's just our all-round techie guy, isn't he? He's the head of engineering. Head of engineering. He's just, if anything sort of goes wrong, you think, right, Matthew will know how to sort this. He is a whiz at a Rubik's Cubes. He just does it. Did you not know this? So he's now taught Tom Neary, who's a floor manager over at JM. He's taught Adam. There's loads of them that are all sitting. Do it really, really quickly. So yeah, this would be a good prezi for them. It'd be a good time actually to learn things like that, wouldn't it? Sit and conquer how you do and all the algorithms to be able to do it. There you go. There's my oven mitts. Hexie quilt. So there's lots of different styles of, and all of your templates that you're going to need. If you do need to upscale them, then it will tell you. Some of them are to actual size, as you can see there, but then some of them you will need to increase in size. Does it look like there's a bit of foundation paper piecing in here? Ooh, exciting. I mean, there's loads of techniques then that you can learn and transfer 25 projects, but then think beyond that. Once you've learned how to do a certain technique, you can still then use that for a cushion or as a pin cushion. There's blankets and quilts and bags and all sorts in there. I know that Michael Caputo is one of Charlotte Newland's friends, actually, and when I first saw his book, she said he is a brilliant teacher. Several methods of binding your quilts in there as well. That's £10.99. We are going to move on to the Fiskars Pivoting Rotary Cutter. Now, let me just grab a mat. I'm not going to do actually any cutting, but I just want to show you with the blade. And this is lovely. The sloth mat. It's just so, no matter how many times I see this, it just makes me just smile. I love it. I went to the London Zoo last year and saw little baby sloths. They are just absolutely adorable. They really are. So, I've talked about Fiskars a lot here at Sewing Street. I had a really lovely day with Karen Baker, who is representative from Fiskars, and she was telling me all sorts about their amazing tools and their amazing projects. Now this one is a particularly special rotary cutter. Now those of you that have never seen it before are thinking, oh my word, what sort of contraption is this? A pivoting rotary cutter. What do I need one of these for? They are super duper clever. Now if you've got any dexterity issues, then this, out of all of the Fiskars tools, uses the least pressure to cut. So this is the position that if you were to have it in, it would use the least pressure to cut. You are not needing to use half as much pressure as you would if you were using an ordinary rotary cutter. If you struggle with grip, then this is also another brilliant one to use. Now there are, as I say, different pivots. There's different positions. If you find, it isn't just for people who have got dexterity problems though, or it isn't just for anybody who, you know, has got problems with their grip. When I first started, or if I have tried to get my friends doing a little bit with me at home, and they're very wobbly with a rotary cutter. If you find that you wobble slightly, then this would be another really good one to use. As I say, it does sort of ease a lot of pressure. It is the one that uses the least amount of pressure. If you're engaging the blade and releasing the blade, put the whole tool away from you, like that, and then pull the blade. Pull that little trigger and that will expose the blade. And then to of course make it safe again, you'll always need to just get into the habit of, after making that cut, pushing that trigger, and that will then engage that safety guard. But always do it away from you, because otherwise you find yourself sort of going like this around the blade. You don't want to be putting your hand anywhere near there. So, whether you're left or right-handed, by the way, I know that Joe mentioned earlier on, I am a left-hander, so it is one of the first questions I always asked. You can actually transfer the blade onto the other side. So, this is set up as a right-hander, isn't it? Then if you are a right-hander and you then choose to use it this way round, can you see it's now on the other side? You will need to put the blade over to the other side, obviously, as you've turned it 180 degrees. This position is great for your sort of shoulder. This is actually putting less pressure on your shoulder when you're cutting. And then you've also got these further positions. Now you notice this is only pivoting because the blade is actually safe. That guard is actually there. If you have this open, it won't let you pivot. That button is completely locked. So another safety element from Fiskars is that it will only let you pivot your blade if it is locked. So there's those 4 positions really, and this one is for curves. So this one is giving you a natural curve with ease without having to do, you know, too much fancy movement with your wrist. That is actually just giving you really lovely, simple curve, that simple natural curve action. So that's the 3rd and 4th action. £21.99, and of course you know that you're looking at Fiskars, which is a very reputable brand. Right. There are lots of other rotary cutters on our website. It's definitely worth having a look and seeing which one takes your fancy. But that is your 45mm blade, which is generally the one that I would absolutely start out with. Right, I've got two types of wadding. I've got a 2 ounce and a 4 ounce. So let's go with the 2 ounce first, the lighter weight. Now, if I get this out, you'll see. It's a polyester wadding. Be careful, obviously, with heat. If you're doing a lot of ironing with it, just be aware it is 100% polyester. It's £3.99 and it's 40 inches. 40 inches. I wouldn't quilt a whole big quilt with this. I would use it for cushions. I made myself, as I said, a makeup bag roll, and I use this just as the makeup, just as the wadding inside a makeup bag roll. What else could you use it for? You could use it inside if you're just backing maybe an embroidery wall hanging on a hoop. If you're using it for cushions or small wall hangings, then this is perfect. It is massive. You've got loads, but this is your 2 ounce. It doesn't look very interesting on screen. It just looks like nice little clouds, doesn't it? But this is really good to have in your stash, even though they're larger, sort of, they're not heavy by any means, but it's still classed as your 1 postage and packaging. It's £3.99. That's for your 2 ounce. I've also got exactly the same, just slightly heavier, so if you are doing bigger wall hangings, I suppose you could do small size lap quilts. Just be aware, it is 100% polyester. Maybe I'm trying to think with certain clothes garments. It's tablecloths, mats, tea cozies, oven gloves. Just remember that it is one that you're going to need to use a. Is it called Familam? Or you know, one of the heat proof ones. It won't make it heat proof if you're using it with oven gloves, but it is polyester. So be aware if you're using it with an iron. £5.99. This is your 4 ounce. Great for cushions though. If you are doing maybe some practicing your quilting, then that's fantastic without investing too heavily into lots of waddings. Now, my early bird. There were 2 early birds today because I stole Debbie's. These were very, very popular. I just want to give you a stock update on today's early bird. Now, I've already opened all the packaging. Oh dear. And I've already sharpened one. But you get 4 pencils, 2 in white and 2 in silver. They are chalk pencils, so they're great for marking out your quilting patterns. They're brilliant to mark out your 1/4 inch seam allowance if you're starting out. Maybe if you're marking on your half square triangles. They are extremely, extremely popular, and I've got a feeling it's because of that price. Right, now there's less than 30 of these. Oh, you also get your sharpener. You do get a sharpener in there as well. The reason I think that there's less than 30 left is because of the price. I did find online yesterday, in fact, it's still on there now. You can see, what's the code for this one? Thank you. You whispered it. It's private. Oops. Hang on. This is why. Oh, we haven't got time for this, Hannah's saying. Anyway, I saw it online, £19.98. £19.98. So you're getting a massive reduction as our early bird. A sewing street price would be £3 more than this. It's just £9.99 today, and it's only whilst stocks last. There's less than 20. Less than 20 chances, so I think that's going to be a quick sellout. What was I going to say about? Oh, that just made me think of something that I wanted to tell you, and I can't remember now. It'll come back to me. So another early bird from yesterday. There were hundreds of these yesterday. There's now, again, handfuls left. Extremely limited. It's a saving of £2, £10.98, and you're getting 6 of your refills. So in here, remember, you're already getting 1 in the pen. You've then got an extra refill. You've then got a further 6 refills to keep you going. And don't worry about the colours. You've got two in yellow, 2 in white and 2 in pink, but they could dry completely clear. Great for EPP, brilliant for English paper piecing. Great for bag makers as well though. If you're working with PU, or if you're working with fabrics that you don't want to pin into, then this is just giving you that temporary hold, and then it will wash away. It will wash away, or if you sort of use a damp cloth, it's only a temporary glue, and it is designed especially for fabric. So just wanted to quickly mention those, as today's early bird is selling out very, very quick, as is yesterday's early bird. It's not very often that you get the chance to see an early bird the next day at the same price, so I did beg and plead to be able to do that. Are we going to do the sloth one? Oh, just look at this. Isn't he so cute? In his party hat, with his spool, the detail with the little button. Oh, it's just so cute. It's a good time, isn't it, to have a bit of an organise for everything. Organise your sewing box. Have you got a sewing box that you've had for years and years and years and you don't even know what's in the bottom of it? Have you started putting together, you know, your collection, your own little sewing bits, and it's gone from being in a drawer somewhere or in a cupboard and you want a new nice sewing box? This is a great size, actually, because it's one that, if you don't have a sewing room, I've had serious she shed envy on the Facebook fan page of some people, of course, have got amazing space. If you don't, I have a box which I take out and put all my bits and bobs in. If you're an EPPer, Kat, have you got one of these? Because this would be really handy. You could keep your sew line glue pens in here, keep some of your hexes in there, your fabric bits and bobs, maybe your thimble, you've got some pins. You could do this just as your EPP little box, couldn't you? Maybe put some of your buttons in there, but keeping it all nice and neat, nice and tidy. Look after your tools and they will, they'll last the test of time, won't they? £24.99. I just think this is such a lovely gift for somebody. We always find that, well, I don't know about you, I always find that when it's somebody's birthday and it's, you know, you've got a couple of weeks, you're thinking, oh, it's someone's birthday coming up. I know what they love. They've got a hobby, which is sewing, and I'm trying to look around the shops, finding something that is a bit different and suitable as a gift that they'd really love and something a bit different. This would make such an amazing gift, even if it's... I end up now buying presents just when I see them because I get frustrated that I'll end up... the birthday will have passed and then I'll find loads of things. Then I end up thinking, right, I know their birthday's not for another 3 months, but I'm going to just get it now because that's perfect for them. If you know somebody that you're thinking, yes, that is a great gift idea. £24.99. It's really beautiful quality, padded as well, with that lovely detail embroidery for £24.99. Go for it. £3.95, P&P all day long. We have got another sloth option though. Okay, so this is the one that actually goes with the cutting mat, which you saw me using earlier on, which you'll come to. Look at this. Again, it's got your little sloth that we saw with the party hat, but then an extra one doing some knitting. Maybe this could be your knitting hobby box, your knitting sewing box, or you could keep bits and bobs for your applique, or do you have the gyro cut? Do you love doing different hobbies and different skills? Then this could just be for that one skill. £24.99 with your little pin cushion, extra little storage for under £25. The first few days of being in isolation, I actually had gone through all of my cupboards, all of my drawers, all of, you know, the bathroom cupboards, organising everything, my wardrobe. I was like, oh, what do I do now? What do I do now? I've organised everything. So if you are getting to the point that you're like, right, I need to start organising my stash. I need to start organising through my needles, my buttons, my bits and bobs. We've got the time to do it. We have got the time to do it. So they're really lovely little storage boxes to keep hold of and great to sort of just put away. Right, so the cutting mat that it goes with, these are brilliant. They really are for taking to classes because they're nice and portable. Now, Joe and I, we're quite serious about doing this VHS now of my fabric fitness. This one will not feature in my fabric fitness because you won't get your steps in with this one, unfortunately. Sally Stevens puts her ironing board downstairs or in another room and she'll do all of her sewing at one bit. Then she'll go and do her pressing to get her steps in because she says, otherwise I'll just stay there. This is one of those, if you're like me, You like to set up your station, especially when I first started out. Being at classes, at patchwork classes, I would have my board and then they'd have a communal ironing board and iron, and I'd be waiting. This would be so lovely. You'd look so fancy going into your class, your sewing machine, having everything all sorted. And it does fold back on itself, so if you're just doing cutting or you're just doing pressing, it doesn't take up any space really, does it? So you've got your lovely pressing mat. Perfect if you're doing smaller piecing, and then you've also got your cutting mat with inches and centimetres, whether you're imperial or metric, it's got both covered, plus your 60-degree and your 45-degree angle. But it's just brilliant. I'm thinking you go into your classes and we've always got patterns or bits of paper and notes that we've made. Just slot those in as well. And you've got lovely little sloths on. The print is just so gorgeous. £29.99. I have seen this one before. Those of you that are brand new to us, oh, it's just awesome. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's plug it in. Although I haven't got any water in it, have I? I could do it on no steam. I can talk through this anyway. I can talk through this to the... I love this because I've got one of these irons. Do you want to... Should we do it now? Or do you want me to just plug it in for... Okay. Oh, gosh, I'm aching so bad. I've been trying to do a bit of exercise. Thank you. I have been trying to do a bit of exercise every day, and I'm just aching everywhere. Right. Let's go on to, I'm going to move this down here, Joe, just because I'm running out of space. The A4 sloth. Now, this is a bit different. This is a bit special. I think it was Victoria Carrington. Vic, was it you? I wonder if you're watching, who showed me one of these books first. I was like, what on earth is that? That's so good. So it's padded. It's really lovely and padded. So this is you sort of pressing. You can use that as a pressing mat. You've also then got like sandpaper. So you can use this as a bit of a design board. It will sort of stick to it. So if you're placing your block on there, maybe you've put together a block and you yet to sew it and you've run out of time at your class, you can just place it there. You've also got your little, your suede sort of design wall again. That would work nicely as that. Plus your cutting mat. Ironing, pressing, you can do your pressing on there as well. I mean, so it's really, really useful. For £14.99, this is the one that I was talking about with the, along with the sewing box. If you're after a gift for somebody, from a sewer to another sewer, this would be a brilliant gift, wouldn't it? This would be so lovely, because it's not necessarily something that I would think of purchasing myself. I might be, you know, stocking up on the sort of essentials, whereas this is just a bit of luxury, isn't it? To be able to have them all there if you're on the move, really easy to transport. Gets a bit cumbersome sometimes when you... I was really lucky that where I live, there's actually a quilting shop, literally walking distance, which is just... I'm a great believer in fate, and when I first started here, I was like, right, I need to do a bit of a crash course on patchwork and quilting. I want to learn and I want to know what everybody's talking about. I hate just standing here and not really understanding it entirely. So walked down the road, they took me under their wing at the Quilters Den in Warwick, and they've just been so, so lovely. But the great thing about having something like this is that I was taking my cutting mat, my sewing machine, because I wanted to learn on my sewing machine. So doing my sewing machine, my mat, my rulers, all of my things. I was trying to take it all with me, and it gets really difficult to transport, whereas this is so handy. £14.99. Now, if you do like this, but you're wanting something different to sloths, if you're thinking, right, sloths aren't my thing, then I've got Blue Spot. This one was the one that launched actually in Neil's show. So again, your price is brilliant. It's £14.99. Blue Spot is absolutely the same inside. You've got this cushioned pressing mat on the front. You've then got your sandpaper and your nice little bit of, is that like a, it's like a little, it's like a suede sort of felt, isn't it? It's lovely for your design wall. And then you've also got your cutting mats. Pressing board as well, of course, on the front. £14.99. It's a lovely transportable size and really handy. If you're doing things like half square triangles, you don't need bigger than that, really, do you? So it's just another design. And then the other print that we've got is, oh, this is nice. Is it called Floral? No. Joe thought I was standing on the shelf then climbing over the table to reach this one. This one is really pretty, isn't it? Just giving you some options. Exactly the same as the others, and your pressing mat as well. Do you know what would help? The graphics. There we go. £14.99. One job, Joe. That's what we should call him, One Job Joe. Just £14.99. He said, oh, that's my job, is to put you in vision. He's going to leave me there. Don't forget, by the way, how long have we got until we start the machine show? Well, probably about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. We're going to be going into the machine show. I've got so much to talk about today. It's crazy. Maybe I've gone a bit overboard. I said, right, I want loads and loads and loads because it is my first show back. Now, I own this iron, and I know I've just plugged this in, but I want to show you something. Now, when you're looking at a little iron, I started off just using a travel iron, and which is absolutely fine. But those of you that have used a travel iron before, it's almost like, you know, when you go to a hotel and you have to do your cup of tea on the floor because the kettle lead is like this long, and then your travel iron has only got a lead this long as well. This has got a really, really long cord, which Hannah half laughs at me because she said, Vic, I miss you talking about that long cord. But it makes such a difference. And it's a real sort of like your domestic iron. It's the strength of a domestic iron in a mini iron. But it means if you are doing smaller pieces, using your big iron, you can get your fingers in the way. I always end up getting my fingers too close to the iron. So this is why I bought this one. Lovely and ergonomic. As you can see, you've got that soft grip around the outside. It's also got steam. So you've got a little button on the front there, really easy to use. Steam on, steam off, steam on, steam off. You can see you've got a minimum and maximum gauge at the front, and this is the compartment that you would that you fill it up with. If water came pouring out there now. You've also got your temperature dial there. Temperature dial, and your red light for when you're ready to go, once you've put your water in, it's ready to steam. Also, what I love about it is Joe will love this. So our director Joe, he is very, very tidy with cables, and he knows I'm really not. So things like my hair straighteners, the wires, everything. I think, Joe, you've probably untangled many of my wires in the day. Things like I'm a singer, so my microphone leads, Joe's had to help putting them all away nicely, taught me how to do it properly. But this is great because once you've wound this up, it's also then got the little the hook to clip it in, nice and tidy, nice and neat, and safely away. Also, the travel iron that I first started with didn't have the little feet, so it was a right pain. It kept falling over and wouldn't sit up. So that is brilliant, but it does have the strength of your main iron without actually having to get the family iron out, because people stop bringing you things, don't they? Or, oh, you got the iron out. Would you mind just ironing this? Would you mind ironing this? I'm like, I'm not ironing. I'm pressing. There is a difference, isn't there? There is a real big difference. So this sort of, no illusion, I'm not going to be ironing my my husband's tops and shirts and bits and bobs with this. It's perfect for that. His trousers. Although, actually, I think little Paul has this as his main iron. Because he's got little tiny clothes. Little tiny clothes. Right, so that's your Prim Mini iron. Just because we're running out of time, I was going to do a full demo, but that is probably really boring for you to see me ironing, isn't it? But you know, it's a brilliant, brilliant iron. I know how many people love that one. The what, sorry, Joe? Barley pups, do-do-do-do-do. I'm going to go for, this one's, yeah, your pastels. So, the pastel colours. Now, I had loads of cushions that Wendy Orlando made for us with these. I can't remember which colourway she used. I think it was the rainbow. Yeah, I think it was the rainbow. £39.99. It is batik. They're all individual. They're traditionally hand-dyed fabrics. 2.5 inch strips, and absolutely beautiful quality. They really are. I know so many people that only work with batiks. If you've never worked with them before, you can create such beautiful, beautiful quilts, patterns, designs, all sorts with them. And of course, subcut them. Let me hold one out so you can see how wide they are. 112 wide. So you've got a lot of fabric there. I think there's 2 of each colour. I think there's 2 of each colour, $39.99. But every single one is different and there's no right or wrong way. So if you're getting confused with right size together, wrong size, am I the right way? There is technically a right way, but you can barely see it. You can barely see it. You might be able to if you look really closely. But there's such a lovely rainbow of colours. These are such springtime. Look at that. Daffodil, beautiful yellow. So it comes all very satisfyingly stacked like this in the packet. Oh, they're just such beautiful colours. The value for money, by the way, on this is brilliant because the amount that Wendy was able to make was crazy. When they're all packed together like this, you don't realise actually how far this will go. So if you are just sewing them together and doing, you know, one of the Pam and Nikki Lintott designs, there's a lot of quilting patterns and designs that call for 2.5-inch strips. So that is absolutely perfect for that. But don't get me wrong, you can then subcut and make all sorts with them. Mix and match them with your quilting cotton. If you just put them with a cream or an ivory or a white, it will really, really pop. Equally, if you put them with a darker colour like a navy blue, real contrast, again, it will pop. And they'll go a long way. It'll make them go a lot further. So then your blues, which is your under the sea range. I say blues, you've got lovely purples in here. Once, of course, we're all able to go and, you know, travel the world, Hannah and I, we are putting our foot down. We're off to Bali. We want to see how these are traditionally hand-dyed. Yeah, Vicki and Hannah discover Bali. They're so beautiful. £39.99 for 40. Do you want to come as well, Joe? He's like, please, will you let me come? I'll film it. Yeah, you can be on our road trip to Bali. Of course, for the traditional dyeing technique. Not the beaches, no. Educational purposes and the cocktails. Oh, my word. Kieran is... I think my husband Kieran wants to open a cocktail bar after all of this. He really does. He keeps saying... Does he? Has he told you that he wants to own a cocktail? Oh, he'd be so good. It's just... It takes too long. It takes too long making these fancy cocktails. But they are... I'm like, come on, where's my next cocktail, bartender? £39.99. I think you're getting a bit of an idea of what my last 3 weeks have been like, haven't you? Oh no, I must say it's been so nice. Those of you that know me, I've always been told by everybody to slow down a bit. Slow down. You're a million miles an hour doing everything. You're here, there, and everywhere. I can't keep up. So it's actually been really, really nice to actually sit and spend time with Kieran and play Scrabble. Even if he does cheat. But I'm back. Oh, 3 weeks. Right, rainbow is the last colourway, and this is the one that our lovely, lovely Wendy Orlando used. Are you watching, Wendy? Wendy did so many projects with this, so many projects. They're literally there. Can I get to them or not? Let me run around. Let me put that there. Oh, wait. You might see my head. Bear with. Sorry, there you go. Just so you can see, next to the white, Wendy made loads. She made this, with one pack, she made a cushion. She made a table mat. And look, just putting it with that red just makes it, changes the look completely. She made a tote bag. She made cushions. How amazing is that? All using this batik range. So you can make so much just using one pack. For £39.99. Fantastic value. Back in stock again. You can make the most of those whilst they are available. Brilliant. Right, we've got so much to do. I'm so sorry for chatting and chatting and chatting, Hannah. I'm saying sorry to Hannah, my producer, who's sitting at home like, come on, you've got an hour left. And we've got the most exciting show. I've never actually done a show like this, comparing two Elna machines back to back and showing you all the different comparisons. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you right on the other side of this.
Hello and welcome. We love hearing from you, and we really hope that you can follow us on our social media platforms. We've got Instagram, which is @Sewing Street. We have Facebook. We've got two Facebook pages. One is the Sewing Street TV page, and the other one is Sewing Street Fans. All three of these are monitored all the time by our wonderful team, and if you want to message us on air, drop us a line on either of those three and we'll definitely be able to answer your questions that you may have. If you post on the actual wall, we can perhaps answer there. Otherwise, message us as well. That works really, really well. Thank you so much for being involved, and it's only because of this community that we're able to bring you all these different diverse products and to be able to answer your questions that you may have. Another way you can stay in touch with us is by signing up to our newsletter. These newsletters are sent out to you very regularly, and they include not only our guest profiles of upcoming guests, but also amazing shows that we've got coming up for you. And if you want to look at the amazing products before everybody else, that's the best way to do it. If you'd like to sign up and you haven't already, the link to follow is www.sewingstreet.com/sign up. You won't regret it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Debbie Shaw from Sewing Street, and these are my 5 top tips for successful sewing. So, number 1, always use a good quality thread. A good quality thread will keep your seams stronger and also help to prevent lint building up inside your sewing machine. Tip number 2, if your project isn't going quite according to plan, put it down, walk away from it, come back again the next day and you'll probably find that things don't seem half as bad as they did. My tip number 3, never throw away your sewing machine manual, always keep it to hand because you're going to find hints and tips, techniques and troubleshooting in that manual. You'll miss it if you lose it. My tip number 4 is to read your pattern instructions before you even cut out your fabric. Different manufacturers of patterns will give you different instructions, different ways of constructing your garments and different seam allowances. So to have a successful garment, you need to follow the instructions precisely. And then tip number 5 is don't give up. Every professional sewer sewed their first seam. Every professional quilter quilted their first quilt. Every professional quilter sewed their first line of wonky stitches and had to get out the quick and pick. That's no different to you. So I hope you find these useful. If you want more hints and tips, then why not go to Sewing Street on channel 74 on Freeview, on Sky 670, and of course we have a YouTube channel where you can catch up on previous demonstrations. We'll see you soon.
Hi, I'm John Cole Morgan, and I'm here to give you my top tips on how I go about enjoying my sewing experience. My first top tip, as everybody knows, Rotary Cutter safety. If you're not using it and it's not on the mat, that blade must be locked. Please be safe. My second top tip is always buy more fabric than you need. If you don't have it, it's always going to sell out. You're going to struggle to find it, and when you do, it's going to cost you a lot more than when you were going to buy it originally. So buy it all. You always regret the bit you didn't buy. My next tip is positive or negative, always listen to the advice and opinions of other people. Even if you ignore them, everybody has a different perspective, everybody has a different take on things, and it might help you along the way. The next top tip I have is always buy the most expensive and the most useful and the most practical for your brain product that works for you. Some people prefer different things, buy what works for you. And my last tip is, this is fun, this is enjoyable, and make sure you are enjoying it. Because there's nothing worse than carrying on with something and hating it and not enjoying it. You need to make sure that you're having fun. Those are my top tips and how it is that I enjoy my sewing experience. I hope they help you, because they have helped me. For more handy tips and demonstrations, make sure you watch us on our Freeview channel 74, Sky channel of 670, otherwise follow us on YouTube on Sewing Street, where you can catch up on past demonstrations and shows. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Hello there, I'm Debbie Shaw, and I would love you to join me on the first Monday of every single month for Sewing Street Surgery. Now, this is a dedicated hour where I answer your questions, and that could be questions about techniques, it could be questions about tools, it could be questions about new products, or maybe something that you've seen that you just don't understand. There's a lot of questions about tensions on sewing machines, and there's a lot of questions about working with different weights of fabrics. So if you have a question that you'd like to ask me, the easiest way to bring a question over to us is to go to our Facebook page and post your question on there. I will collate all of those questions throughout the week. If we need any new products for you, or if we need any new demonstrations, those will all be worked on leading up to that first Monday of the month. So do join me, Debbie Shaw, on Sewing Street Surgery on the first Monday.
Welcome back, welcome back. My word, we've got to use this sort of break in our fitness DVD, Joe. He is just running around. We're trying to get everything all set up for you. So, welcome back, our last hour, and we've got so much to talk about. Let's start with the Easter egg competition winner. So, those of you that have been, thank you very, very much to everybody who's been taking part all week, spotting the Easter egg round the set. We've had loads and loads of people who have got involved and messaged in with the answers, and Hayley has just sent through our winner. So, Shirley Brown, you are the winner of the Spot the Easter Egg competition. Well done. 2 Debbie Shaw panels. Easter panels are on their way to you. I know that our lovely Hayley is going to be in touch with you. She's going to send you a message today and get in touch with you and get that out to you. So well done. It's definitely worth absolutely having a go at all these competitions. You've got to be in it to win it. So well done. Brilliant. Right, where on earth do I start? Now, I get asked quite a lot of questions from my friends, and I was asking the same questions. So this is the reason that I did say, can we do a show like this where we're comparing 2 machines that are both from the same brand. They're both Elna. This isn't a shopping channel that's going to tell you, buy the more expensive one, buy it because it's more expensive. I actually want to tell you a bit about both of them and the comparisons between both of them, because we are all... 1, we all have different budgets, and 2, we're all on different parts of our sewing journey. And you might not need this one. This might do everything that you need it to do. They're both from Elna, and I know that Debbie Shaw did actually say this, and I'll just, again, will reiterate exactly what she said, is that if you are looking at investing in a sewing machine, whether it be your first ever sewing machine, or whether you're upgrading, or, you know, you've maybe borrowed somebody's sewing machine and now you're wanting to buy your own, buy one that's got that brand name. Buy that. You're buying the name to have the sort of the warranty for one. All the Elna machines come with 2 years warranty, but also the respect. This isn't a new company. Elna have been going since 1940, so they are a really, really established brand. If you see a machine that's got Elna on it, they're part of Janome as well. Elna, then you know. First things first, the first box is ticked that you've got a really, really reputable brand. So the 2 machines that we're going to be looking at are the 680 Plus, which is, I'd probably go as far as saying our flagship machine. It's absolutely brilliant. I know so many of you that have got it, and so many of you that love it for lots of different reasons, which we'll talk through. The price that we can offer you, it's an exclusive machine to us here at Sewing Street here in the UK, which is amazing. Our relationship with Elna is just crazy good that we've got such a brilliant, brilliant price on that. But also, I want to talk about the 570. Now, this is, for me, is like that little underdog. It's just a fab machine. It does, I don't even want, I'm not calling this an entry-level machine by any means, because it really, really packs a punch. It's compact, yes. It's lightweight, yes. If you don't have a sewing space that you're constantly leaving it, maybe you're sewing on the dining room table, this is one that you can move away in and out or take on the move, maybe having a caravan or a second home, a second machine upstairs or downstairs. Or if you are at a place, for example, I'm at a place, I'm 3 years into sewing now, I've got my machine, and this is the sort of machine that I think, if you aren't sewing, well, actually, do you know what? If you are sewing every day, this one would still be brilliant for you. I'm going to talk through them both anyway. So should we start with the 680? We're going to start with the 680 Plus, which again is from Elna. As you can see, it is a big machine. It is a big machine. I've got so much to talk to you about this one, as I've been talking to John Scott, who's one of like my closest friends. I love him. He's literally like, he's just like a second dad to me. He's just amazing. But I've been chatting to him because I've noticed on Facebook Lives that he's been doing that this is the machine that he's got. So I texted him last night. I was like, right, will you let me know what it is that you love about it? One of the first things that he said, don't get me wrong, he went on and on and on and on telling me all of the bits that he loves about it. But one of the first things that he said is that he was always used to an industrial machine. So smaller machines, he feels claustrophobic when sewing. So the reason he loves this one is, look at this massive throat space. You've got a really, really big space there for sewing. So I'm thinking for quilters, for anybody that is a quilter, you don't need to be rolling up all of your quilt and shoving it into a smaller space. You've got loads of space here and the other side of the needle bed. Plus dressmakers. This is a machine, whether you are a quilter, a dressmaker, if you do soft furnishings, if you are into bag making, toy making, all sorts. This is going to be a machine that I think elevates your sewing to a new level. John also actually said to me that I was a bit scared of of going onto a computerised machine. If you were used to maybe an electronic, or you're used to, you know, one with a hand crank. He was on the old, well, he was in black and white days, wasn't it? You know, the old hand cranks going around. That's what I imagine him doing on his singing machines, which, don't get me wrong, they are ornaments. If you've got one of those machines, keep hold of it. They're beautiful. Oh, he's going to have me for that, isn't he? But yeah, if you do want to sort of upgrade to a computerised machine, another thing that we get told time and time again, and guest designers that come in and use this machine, they might not have ever seen an Elna machine before. They can all use it within 5 minutes because it's so user-friendly. So the touch screen at the front here, you have a little stylus that comes with it, but the touch screen is really lovely and big. It's really clear, and it's so user-friendly. As soon as you plug it in and start going, it won't let you do anything you're not allowed to do. If you've got the wrong foot on, it will tell you. It'll beep at you and say no. If you've got, you know, the wrong needle plate in, because there's different needle plates that come with it, it will tell you no. There's so much to go through, which I could honestly talk for hours and hours. The compartments, the spaces to be able to store all of your feet, to keep them all nice and neat and easy to access. They're all labelled, they're all numbered, and there's so many that come as standard. Another very, very... well, this is one of the favourite parts of this machine, without a shadow of a doubt. Whenever we talk about this, is your thread cutter. You can actually program this to cut your thread after every stitch you do. So if you finished a seam and you want it to cut, you can program it to always do that, or you've got that quick access button to be able to do it. And in fact, it was John that said to me that the reason that he loved that function so much was because if you're cutting with scissors, then you need a long tail, because when you start sewing, then it goes down into the bobbin and it can get caught. Whereas this is really, really clever that it cuts it ever so short, but it doesn't then get trapped in the bobbin. So it will then just carry on sewing as normal, but without wasting any thread. It's got a fantastic threading system, really, really easy to do, and an automatic needle threader, which is really fancy. Your start-stop button. I'm thinking maybe if you are starting to, well, you could even get children sewing with this and they're not having to reach down for a foot pedal. You have lots of control using that start-stop button, so that will go green and red as you press sort of start and stop. You've got your reverse. You've got your locking stitch. So you don't need to be going back and forth. You don't need to do that reverse. I know some people don't like to go back and forth in case they're, you know, missing a mark. If you're doing something quite intricate, that will simply just do your locking stitch and then off you go. Also, needle up down. If you're doing pivoting, if you're doing really intricate sleeves, if you want full control of your needle, you don't want it lifting up and then your fabric to slip and then you've moved. So that you can program it again to do end with a needle down, so then you can pivot. You can always program it to start with a locking stitch, or you can do it with, as I say, with a thread cutter. So all of these have got the memory to them. Your speed control. Speed control, you can adjust whilst you're sewing. So if you're thinking, oh, this is going a bit fast for me, you can slow it down. If you want to do speedy sewing, it can go up to 1,000 stitches a minute. But Another thing that's brilliant, and the reason that we choose to use this on television all the time, is because it's very quiet. We're talking through the demo whilst sewing. You would think 1,000 stitches a minute, it's going to be really, really loud and clunking across the table, and it's not. It's really smooth. Even though it's a big machine, it is really, really smooth, and you can go at your pace. Incredibly user-friendly. And it is over £1,000, so you are looking at a higher-end machine, but you wouldn't be the first person if you've never bought a sewing machine before and you buy this one. You're not the first person that I know that's done that. So I don't want to sort of say this is only for advanced sewers, because if you're a beginner, if you sew as a hobby, or if you're an advanced, this is a really, really gorgeous machine. I know that Lucy Brennan, she used to be part of Sewing Quarter, and she's now creative director at Creative Grids, and she's got the same one to this. She's got the 680, but she's got the blue one. So this is now the 680 plus the red one, which very, very similar. Features loads of stitches to keep you going. I mean, loads and loads of stitches. I think you've got 170 built-in stitches, including 10 buttonholes. On there, you've got a great selection of satin stitches, which also actually can be adjusted. So if you select, you want to do number 78, which is a satin stitch, like a zigzag, you can expand it up to 9mm. Now, most sewing machines only go up to 7mm, so you can do some really great big designs, especially when it comes to doing your monogramming. But your satin stitches, you've got applique, a great range of applique stitches, utility stitches. I think there's 10 different buttonholes. So many stitches to keep you going, plus all of these great pictorial ones. So this isn't an embroidery machine, but you've got plenty of pictorial ones to start creating a sequence, which you can actually do 50 stitches in a combination and your machine will remember it. A memory up to 50 stitches per combination, which is really, really easy to use. And you can mix and match it. You can then just simply, if you think, oh no, I don't like that combo, I want to cancel it, you can do so on the touch screen pad. In fact, we'll come back down to the touch screen and I will talk you through. With your machine, you do get an incredible extensive manual, which is also online. I had a really good sift through it yesterday, and it literally takes you step by step from plugging your machine in, hold your hands all the way through, and gives you a complete crash course. Don't get me wrong, you might just want to start sewing, and if you do just want to know that it does a great straight stitch, it's not going to skip any stitches, this is a awesome machine. The build is fantastic. But if you do then want to start playing around with the different feet, with the different functions, with the different combinations that you can do, with monogramming maybe, if you want to personalise things or use the decorative stitches, then you can also access that really easily. So you've got really quick access buttons at the bottom if you want to do your straight stitch, zigzag, buttonhole, your locking button if you're changing any of the feet, or if you've got any paws or little fingers around and you just want to lock that. Then that's a good idea that you know that you've got that right there. Your memory button, you can flip some of the designs. So some of the pictorial designs, you can reverse them, mirror image them. You can do your twin needling here. This is elongating, as I say, like elongating your satin stitches. You can do that up to, I've written this down somewhere because I thought this was really interesting. You can, it's 9mm width or 5, I think it's 5, up to 5 long. So you can do some really lovely long stitches if you're basting as well. It's got your cutting and your locking. If you do want to do your memory, you control it all from this computer. But when I say computer, and it says computer in the graphics, I absolutely don't want to scare anybody off because it is so user-friendly. And that's why I spoke to John Scott yesterday, because I know he's not great with technology. Did he get, yeah, he's been messaging Joe and I about loads of different technical things recently, doing his Facebook Lives, trying to get our help. But we're just as bad, we have no idea. But he was saying, I'm just reading the text messages that he was sending me. He says he loves it because he says, I haven't been on a big, decent machine for a long time, and I was worried about getting a digital one. In the film and theatre, they were always big Singer industrial ones, so it's so simple to use. He says it almost does the sewing for you. And this is the great thing, when you see Debbie using this machine, or any of our guest designers, you don't want to be pushing your fabric through. You want it to ease through, and that's the feed dog system that Elna has, which just will ease your fabric through. So don't get me wrong, it doesn't sew for you, but it will mean that your projects are just such a different league and such a different level. You'll be able to sew with ease and confidence so easily. Also, free arm, if you're doing any sort of tubular trouser legs, sleeves, bag making, it's good to know that you've got that. If you've got any ruler work, or if you just want extra space, if you are quilting a big quilt, you also get your extension table. You get a nice soft cover, and you also get a huge array of feet and accessories that come as standard. Joe, I don't know what your first PowerPoint slide that we've done, is it technical features? Standard accessories, brilliant. So we can go through some of the accessories that you get as standard with the 680 Plus. As far as I'm aware, I said 2-year warranty. I think, Hannah, just let me know, is it still up to 5 years? Have we still got any more left that are offering 5-year warranty? Certain amount, a limited number of machines, we were able to offer a 5-year warranty as well. They're all numbered, as you can see. Oh, well, I say numbered, they've all got letters. So your standard foot, which is, you know, on the machine, it will be A, your rolled hem foot, zipper foot, satin stitch foot, open toe satin stitch foot, blind hem foot, overlock foot, 1/4 inch, which was my best friend when I started patchwork, your darning foot, your convertible free motion quilting kit. So you've got an open toe foot to put on your free motion foot, a clear toe, an even feed foot. There's loads of buttonhole feet as well. Circular pivot pin, so you can do lovely big circular quilting designs. Quilting guide bar. You've also got your straight stitch needle plate. So if you are doing quilting and you want it to just perfectly do a beautiful straight stitch, then that is another great feature as well. Plus all of your bits and bobs, like your knee lift. This was another reason why John Scott absolutely loves this machine, is because of the knee lift. He was used to it, obviously, from the industrial theatre days. Without having to, if you are quilting, without having to sort of lift your hands off the machine to lift your presser foot, it's really handy to be able to have that knee lift. Have a go with it. Also, I don't know where's the camera now, Joe? No, that's fine. I just wanted to show you from there how the foot, if you are doing a quilt that's quite chunky, or a bag that's really chunky, you've got a lot of layers and you're trying to sort of get it right under the foot, it actually has a really lovely, massive extra lift as well. So this, for quilters, is a dream, isn't it? It really, really is. It's beautiful. So many amazing features and functions. Again, there's even more incredible standard, as I say, they're standard accessories. All of those included, it's $1,099. I don't even think I've scratched the surface on all of the notes that I made yesterday, but if you've got any questions, please will you get them in for me? Because, as I said, I had the manual out yesterday. I had the manual out and I went through everything. So if there's anything that you want to know about that machine, please do let us know. But I can absolutely say with confidence, it's our flagship machine here at Sewing Street, and you're going to see a lot more of it in the future. You'll see it with our guest designers. It has always been the choice. When we were at Sewing Quarter, it was always the choice, the go-to machine, because it is for everybody. It is going to be one that's for everyone. Now, we are going to move on in a second. We're just changing over to the 570, which I watched Debbie show back on... thank you, Joe. Sorry, Joe's just trying to help me here. The 570... The 570 is a machine that I watched Debbie show back on the 27th of March, if you want to watch it back. And it was actually really interesting. She started watching it, I thought, oh my word, what on earth is Debbie doing? And the reason that I say that is because she started by showing you the 550, the 560, and the 570. She had all 3 machines out, and she went, this is a really nice machine, 50 stitches, and she went, I never say this, don't buy it. And I thought, oh my word, Debbie, you rebel, what is going on? And then she went to the 560, and she was like, because I like his older brother. And I was like, oh, where is this going? Talking about the 560, very, very nice. 100 stitches, more stitches, and then she went, but don't buy it. And she just started clearing the set, and I thought, oh my word, where is this going? And then she showed us, she went rogue for a minute, which Debbie Shaw, we all know Debbie Shaw, she's just amazing. We love her to bits. We don't expect her to go rogue, do we? This one, as soon as she said it, I went, I agree with you completely, Debbie. This is what I love about Sewing Street. We are not saying to you, buy the most expensive one, buy this, buy that. This is the one that if I need to do something, sew something up, this is the one that I'll go to, because again, it's so user-friendly. It really, really is. And for anybody that might be saying, do you know what, I really like that Elna machine, the 680 plus, but it's out of my budget, then the price that we can do on this machine, with all the extras that you get today, it is a no-brainer for me. This is a machine that you can get for £569, plus so many extras. We're throwing in a walking foot. We're throwing in a walking foot, which is normally £50. They're normally £50 alone. So that you are going to get for free with your with the quilting gauge as well. Plus, you're also going to get your free motion foot also, which I was going to say is on the machine. Is on the machine already. So your free motion foot, you can see there, that is coming. It's not a standard normally. Plus some fabric to get sewing with. So before I start talking about this amazing machine, I just wanted to really stress the price on this is crazy. And that is exactly why I know Debbie Shaw went rogue and said, don't buy the others. If you are going to buy a machine, the value for money, this is the one to buy. How many stitches? The other one, 50 stitches. And then the 560's got 100 stitches. This one has got 380 stitches. 380. So this is one you are not going to outgrow very quickly. Don't get me wrong, you can see it's a more compact machine. But I think I said this earlier on, it really packs a punch. It isn't, I wouldn't ever call this an entry-level machine. It is still a computerised machine. And I would make the most of getting a computerised machine. You can get machines that are more affordable. And I've had friends who have said, oh, I found this machine. It's, you know, it's under £200. And I've said, oh, be careful. The reason that I would advise going for a computerised machine is because it kind of does the hard work for you. So if you put a certain, you pick a stitch, it will automatically go to its default setting of the stitch length and the stitch width. You've got all of the different feet to do the right job. You've got the right tool to do the job, and it's a brilliant build because it's got that Elna name. On the side, you can see here that it's got the little flashcards. So on the first one, you can see you've got 49 stitches there. You've got your utility stitches. You've got a great selection of buttonholes still. On the next card, you've then got from 50 to 99. All of your different stitches again are on there. Some lovely decorative stitches. Number 2, again, great selection of lovely hearts and vines, satin stitches. You could do some great free motion quilting again with your new foot, so you don't need to just stick to these. And then, look, even more pictorial ones. You've got your hearts, you've got your little cat, you've got little stars and vines and all sorts to keep you busy. Plus, it was so funny. Did you see Debbie's show? So 99 is one to remember, because that is going to be your stop. So if you are doing a sequence, which you can do, I think up to 20, you can pick up to 20 of these. You can pick 20 and do them in order and do them as a sequence, but then if you do 99 at the end, then that will save your memory to stop at that point. Otherwise, it will just keep going and going and going, which is what happened on Debbie's show. Now, John, as I say, I don't mean our John, I mean John Scott, who is one of my very, very good friends, and he loves the 570. He loves it. He really, really does. And he said, Vic, I had no idea it had an alphabet. I've loved this machine for years. So we're going through the manual. Right at the back, literally page 67. Mode A, you can see 2 alphabets. You've also got your alphabet. So for anybody that wants to do monogramming, personalisation, you have got your option to do your monogramming as well, which, oh my word, is a game changer for me. It really, really is. I know so many people that love to personalise work things, school uniforms, personalising for gift ideas. So the way that you access that, I wonder whether this is on. Let me show you. So, yeah, is with the mode button. So there's a mode button on the side. Number 1, that's for this first flashcard. Click and you can see it's just lit up to number 2. So that's all of your ones on number 2. Then click it again. A, this is then your, is that right? Yeah, this is then your alphabet, and that's the second alphabet you can see there with the little, what's it called when it's got a little, an accent on the top of it. If you do start putting together your mode, and if you're like Debbie and you spelt the name wrong, then you can just hold down the cancel button and it will go back to the beginning sequence. It also still guides you through. So like with the other machine that that we saw earlier on, like with the 680, it's still got those really great quick easy access buttons and still talks you through. So it's telling me with a stitch, let's go for example, let's say I want to do number 16. So go back to mode 1, and it's in 10s. So there you go, I've gone the wrong way. So 16, it's automatically moved my needle. Automatically moving it. Don't worry, Joe, I'm just letting you know that my needle has already adjusted, and it's adjusted the stitch width and stitch length. It's also telling me that I'm going to need foot F, because at the moment I've got my free motion foot on, so it will let you know which one you want to do. Now, like with the 680, it's also got your quick easy access buttons, which are some of our favourites. You got your speed control. I'm going to just shimmy this to the side so you can see. Your speed control, which again you can move, you can move whilst sewing. You can also do, if you press clear, by the way, it just goes back to your sort of default factory settings, if you like, which is good. Because I always like mess with buttons and then think, what on earth have I pressed? How do I get back to home? How do I get back to normal? So it's just with the C. You've then also got your cutters. Brilliant. We've got cutters, we've got needle up down, we've got locking stitch, we've got reverse. You also can sew with or without your foot pedal. Just remember that you can't have both. So if you've got your foot pedal in, you can't use your start stop button. So if you're thinking it's not working, unplug your foot pedal and you can use that. So I mean, I actually, when I first started learning, it was on a machine like this that had a start stop button. So then when I started learning to drive with my foot pedal, I found it really awkward, but it does sort of lend itself well to other things, doesn't it? Really quick and easy threading system with an automatic threader which holds down at the bottom again. So lovely that you can see when you need to change your bobbin, easy to be able to change your thread, because that can be a bit annoying sometimes if you're working with projects that you're doing lots of different colours and lots of different coloured threads. Then it's nice to know that I can just thread this literally in seconds. If you open this, then again you can see you've got plenty of storage once again for your feet, so there's a storage compartment in there. But if you are doing bag making, dressmaking, sleeves and cuffs, then it's nice that you've got this tube on the end to sew in a circle. It is the machine that I would recommend for anybody that, if you haven't necessarily got that dedicated sewing room and you're feeling that the 680 might be a bit heavy to be lugging up and down, or I know somebody messaging saying, I've got a caravan and I'm looking at getting this machine as as a second machine, but I still want it to do the job. I still want it to make sure I've got that professional finish. I still want to have my array of stitches and I want it to be able to do them well. It absolutely does that. I would not call this, even though the price is suggesting that this is more of an entry level, it's compact, but it's really robust. It's really sturdy because it's got that Elna name. So I absolutely love this machine. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I wanted to mention about it. I have got the technical details actually, which we can go through together. The accessories that come with this machine, as standard, are your satin stitch foot, your over edge foot. That's the one with the little brush, isn't it? I'd not seen that one before. Let me show you. So that's your over edge foot. And they're all actually labelled, so you can see, can you see clearly that it's got a little C there? So that has got your little brush, that's your over edge foot. You've got your satin stitch foot. You've got your 1/4 inch foot, which is this one. It looks like it's got like a little blade, a little edge. It's not a blade, it's just a little edge, a little marker. So from where your needle goes in to the edge of that blade is a 1/4 inch. So that's really helpful. You've got your zipper foot. Brilliant. If you're doing bag making, dressmaking, you're gonna need one of those. You've also got one of these. Now, me and my mum. Mum, if you're watching, lots of love, Mum. Haven't seen my mum either for weeks and weeks. I know all of us are in the same boat. It's just horrible, but I know she's watching today. Mum, we sat, didn't we, for hours trying to do a blind hem on my sister's trousers because she didn't want to see the stitching. I was, again, messaging John Scott. John, how on earth do I do this? How do I do it? And he was like, oh, just turn them up, Don't worry about seeing the stitching. I was like, no, my sister Charlotte, she's fussy about the bottom of her stitching on the trousers. So we worked it out in the end. We all worked it out together. But it's because we couldn't find this. This makes it so much easier. That's your blind hem foot. You also have different spool caps. Now, you're thinking, what do I need these different sizes? If you've got a normal sort of Gutermann thread, then you use the small one. If you've got a bigger spool, then you'd use these. You've got extra bobbins. You've got your buttonhole. You've then got some extra little needles. You've got an extra spool pin if you want to do some twin needling, whether it be for decorative. That's a lovely option to be able to do as well. Plus, right, this is the game changer for me. This is why I wanted to do this in comparison. There's no right and there's no wrong and there's no buy this one or buy this one. But especially as we've got a lot of people who are maybe dusting off an old sewing machine and trying out, you know, a craft that they haven't done for years. Or maybe they've borrowed a sewing machine off somebody and you're now at the point that you're thinking, right, I want to upgrade or I want to start, I want to buy something, but I know that I'm going to get really into this. So I want to buy something that's going to last me years. I don't want to grow out of it in the next year. The brilliant thing about this bundle is that you're getting, well, your instructions are amazing. All of your standard accessories. You also get an extension table with this one. It's on my right. Here it is. So you get your extension table. You also get a nice hard cover. So if, like me, this isn't something I'm going to have on my dining room table, unfortunately, every single day. It'll be one that comes out and goes away. So that's really nice and handy. Keep it nice and lint-free. You do get your foot pedal as well. It isn't just start-stop. You can plug your foot pedal in. It comes with a knee lift. Brilliant. That was another one on our list that we wanted to tick. So it's got all of those sort of boxes ticked. But one of the things that I think I would have really struggled without and would have been quite a quick investment would have been a £50 walking foot. They cost £50 from Elna. This is going to be for free. So you will also get your walking foot for free. So if you're going through any bulky layers, if you're going through, you know, wadding and you're quilting away, then this is going to really, really help you out. It'll be your best friend. In fact, I know Becky, bag maker Becky, she leaves it on all the time. It does no harm. Leave it on all the time, and that's a great investment. As I said, that's one I would really sort of miss. I would really miss that one if I didn't have it. And you've got your, you'd have to unscrew it to get this off. In fact, that's a good point. It's really, really easy. You do have your screwdriver that comes with it, and your quick and pick, your brushes, all sorts. Nice little accessory pack with it anyway. Your needles, you get loads, spare needles. Where was it that I was looking for? Oh, the screwdriver. You do get a screwdriver in here somewhere. So you get the screwdriver. You would only need to use the screwdriver to take off your walking foot and your free motion quilting foot. Everything else is just really simple and easy to just click on and off really easily. It's got a lovely bright LED light, so if you're working at different times, then it's going to keep it, you know, you're going to be able to see in daylight. If you're a night owl like a lot of us are, it's nice to be able to sew in your own convenience, isn't it? Sew at your own convenience and have that beautiful, well-lit space. Lots of great features and functions, yet nice and compact. It is a computerized machine. So when you do switch over to one of these machines, I'm just looking to see if there's anything else that I've missed that I wanted to talk to you about. But I think the key thing is if you are upgrading now to the computerised machine, don't be scared. Really don't be scared. The instructional video as well. Now, I don't know why it's highlighted. Hayley also asked me why it was highlighted. It was highlighted on the website. I wonder why. It was highlighted there. But there you go. You do get an instructional video, instructional video as well there. So there's loads to help you. Plus, they have a UK-based customer service team. They're only a phone call away. If you do have any problems, also our Sewing Street community are fantastic and they will help you with anything. I always, as I say with my blind hem stitch, you can post something on the Facebook page and I'm sure even no matter what time of day it is, there's going to be somebody there to help you and help answer your questions. That's what I love about our family. So that's the 680 plus and the 570. If you have got questions about either of those machines, the 27th of March was when Debbie actually demoed this one really thoroughly. It's lovely and lightweight, it's very compact, and it's a great machine at a brilliant price today, just £569. And you get the fabric, and your walking foot, and your embroidery machine as well, your embroidery foot. So, if you have got a sewing machine that you are using on your dining room table, like me, or you're using on a surface and you want to protect your surface, these are brilliant. We've got so many. I love a hack, don't you? I love when it's so satisfying watching on Facebook different ways of using different things. So I'll go through what this is intended for. This is your slip reduction mat. So this is going to stop your machine slipping and sliding all over the place. It is like a sort of foamy texture with like little grooves and bubble bits, which I find it actually reduces the sound because of the way it is. You know, if you go into like a soundproof room and it's all sort of, what is it that they use, Joe? You probably know. You know when you go to like a soundproof booth and it's all sort of spongy, it soaks up the sound, doesn't it? So I feel like this is going to help with sound reduction as well. It's not designed for that, but give it a go if you have got quite a noisy machine. But it is designed to help it from slipping and sliding and can damage your own surface. Another way that we use it for, which we discovered when we were over in Birmingham at Sewing Quarter, was that guest designers would sew standing up and lose the foot pedal under the desk. So we put one of these and it actually stopped it from sliding around. So again, not the way that it was designed to be, you know, used, but we love a hack. Let us know, what do you use it for? £15.99. It is your So Easy slip reduction mat. It's quite a nice big one as well, actually. So this would be fine for your 680 plus as well, for any of the larger machines, as well as your smaller ones. Just £15.99 and only 1p&p. Right, I'm just going to put this down to the side. We've got a big stock warning. This one, less than 5. Now, lots of Liberty is sold out today. Well done if you've managed to get any of them, because, I mean, in the fat quarters especially, we're the only television channel that is bringing all of the range in this Liberty Winterbourne House collection, all of the different colourways. But we didn't have these ones by the half metre. The only way of getting these is in the fat quarters. They were out of stock. They've just come back in. So if you do want to make the most of those, now is the time. We're literally down to the last 5 chances. You've got 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. I was just doubting myself. 11 fat quarters for £42.99. Let me open one up so you can see the size. It's a lot of Liberty, isn't it? That is a lot of Liberty to keep you going. If you are doing fussy cutting or applique, you could make some really, really gorgeous projects. Just, I'm thinking small little scissor keepers, or, you know, bits and bobs that you can even send in the post to people, to friends, if you want to do a nice little thinking of your present. How about out of Liberty? even just using one fat quarter, you can make a gorgeous cushion front. And using maybe any of the Complementary Bundle, even if you're using like a cream or an ivory. Oh yeah, that's from the that was from the sewing machine bundle, isn't it? Maybe from, if you got the sewing machine and you're thinking, right, I'm going to get the just to be able to put these. Sorry, a bit awkward. If you use this as your cushion back, it will go a really, really long way. So your Liberty cushions would be so affordable. And let's face it, if you go to Liberty London, how much is it going to cost you for a cushion? $42.99, and look at how much fabric you're getting. 11 fat quarters from the Winterbourne House range. Oh, we can't wait to go to Winterbourne House. It's only down the road from us. I can't believe we didn't know about it. Yeah, we're going to make a school trip. We're going to do a day trip of it, aren't we? You want a big yellow bus to take us there, Joe? So, oh, yeah, let's get a big yellow bus. Oh, that one's beautiful as well. There's such gorgeous colours. And they all go together so well. Now, this is, remember, your natural and grey fat quarters. This is the only way of getting these prints. And once these last 5 have gone, they have gone. We're getting updates constantly from Hannah, and she's telling us about how limited all of the Liberty prints are. £42.99 for 11 fat quarters. Okay. I know that I sound like a broken record with this, but this was such a good deal at the start of the show. It's definitely worth tuning in at 8 o'clock. Set your alarm. You can go back, put it on snooze afterwards if you want to. But definitely tune in to find out what the early bird special is. It's an offer, one-off offer of the day. I say one-off. I was very cheeky and I stole Debbie Shaw's early bird special with the same price from yesterday. But that normally can't happen. It's normally, well, I'll tell you what, I'm shocked that there was any of those Soline glue pens left. We had hundreds in stock. That's the only reason that I had a second chance at it. But I've got a feeling this is going to be the same again. If you do want a different option of marking tool, this is a chalk pencil. But less messy. If you've got a piece of chalk that you use traditionally with dressmaking, but you're a quilter, then these are great for your, marking your seam allowance, if you're unsure on your 1/4 of an inch, or if you're wanting to make temporary markings on a really special fabric and you're unsure about different marking tools, then this, is just going to wipe away really, really easily with just a damp cloth. So you get 2 in white, 2 in silver. You're also going to get your pencil sharpener, but it's lovely as it will just glide across your fabric so smoothly, giving you long-lasting fine lines. It isn't going to be something that... that's not something we say very often. Gives you long-lasting fine lines. That's what we want, isn't it? That's what we all want, long-lasting fine lines. But then you know that you can easily erase them. I'd always still give it a test. I just got into the habit of giving it a test and checking that you're happy with how it erases. That was today's early bird special. It also comes with a little cap, so if you're on the move, it's not messy at all, For £9.99, it's a £3 saving for us. But actually, I found that we were considerably lower in price than elsewhere. I found this pack for £19.98. So as I say, just honestly, I'm really, really naughty doing this again. But I begged and I pleaded to be able to do this again, so it's got to sell out before I come off air. Help me out here, guys. 4 minutes for this to sell out. This has got to sell out. We've literally got a handful left. It's brilliant value for money. You get 6 refills, as well as the refill that you already get in your pack, plus your pen, for £10.98. There is so much for your money. It is one of our most popular products, and as soon as I saw that Debbie Shaw had it yesterday as her early bird, I had serious early bird envy. Did beg and plead the management to be able to do it just one more day, only while stocks last. That will go, that's it. Right, so our beautiful. It was a complimentary bundle to go with the Liberty. So if you've spotted a colour that you want, let's go for it. Ivory, when I launched Ivory, we had hundreds of units and it sold out in one day. It's going to be a staple. It's always going to be there on the website. We're always going to reorder it, but it's great to just have in your stash, especially at the moment if you are, you know, in and you're doing a lot of sewing with children even. £3.49 a half metre. For cotton, this is 100% beautiful quality cotton. And it's going to mean that your designer fabrics go that extra mile. I am into a dark, dramatic background on a quilt or a cushion. Like what we saw with the, oh, it's over the other side of the room now, the rainbow cushion, just having that really lovely dark binding drew your eyes in. Navy is always a sort of staple part, isn't it? Great part of your stash. These are just going to be ones that eventually, once we've got our jazzy website, our all singing, all dancing websites, there'll be a page where all of these are just on. But at the moment, it's worth making the most of that daily flat rate of your P&P, £3.95 all day long. If you're running out, just stock up whilst you can, especially as we're, of course, due to the current situation we're all in, we're struggling to get new supplies in, new products in. The grey. This is a nice grey as well. It's like it's quite dark grey, isn't it? But this is lovely for interiors or dressmaking even. These are some of the most popular solid colours that we've had. So wanted to bring them back. They're a great complimentary bundle to go with any of your Liberties. I'm just going to pull out one of the sort of greys. You know, these are all going to look beautiful with some of your Liberty prints. That one's nice as well with the dark grey. And then finishing with the cream. Don't worry, there's plenty of this in stock. If you do want to buy multiple units, go for it, go for it, go for it. Remember, stock by the half metre. So that is what half a metre looks like. If you want 1 metre, add 2 units to your basket. If you want 2 metres, it's 4 units. £3.49, and it's going to be cut off the bolt, especially for you, to whatever size you want. So it will all come as one continuous piece of fabric. Just £3.49, half a metre of your cream cotton. Isn't it lovely? It really, really is. Beautiful quality. You can feel how soft it is. And let me just show it you next to the ivory. That's a good point, because they look very, very similar, but actually it's different. Can you see on screen the difference in colour? A little bit, a little bit. I can see it. Just £3.49 for your cream cotton. Oh my word, I have no idea where the last 3 hours have gone. I was thinking 3 hours. I haven't done this now for 3 weeks. I was thinking, oh my word, I'm gonna be really nervous, but it's just gone like that. So thank you so much for your company. Tomorrow I'm gonna be back. I'm here with you today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And we have got Hayley's going to be producing me from home, so I'm going to have a bit of a chat with her about tomorrow's show. But we've got fabrics, we've got tools hour, including the crafty products, the gyro cutting tool if you love applique. And then at 10 o'clock, hip, hip, hip. Kat, are you ready? Set your alarm, 10 o'clock. Or everybody who loves EPP, oh, we're going to have some beautiful, beautiful fabrics for you for that hour as well. Next up, you'll see yesterday's show, 2 hours of yesterday's show, and then you'll be able to catch us all on YouTube on repeat. Thank you so much for your company. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you in the morning.